is working. I had like 1 second delay on your stream.
Oh, okay. My stream is now turning on.
Okay.
And yeah, you can stream Discord. It actually works.
Okay.
Okay, so we started on grammar last time. Are you interested in learning some grammar?
I don't know. I think so.
Okay, so if I write a sentence like this, do you know what the verb is?
I need to get this to the live. Oh no. Okay, sentence. The cat went to school. Went?
Yes.
I don't know what a verb is. I don't have any definition for it, like in my mind.
Okay.
Just kind of intuition.
So the
And
standard
not
way to think about verbs is that there's two types. One, an action. Wait, action. Two, a link / relation. Really, there's these other words are like they're the same word as this, they're just different forms of it.
Okay, so a link / relationship usually is
So
to
it
be
connects
in.
things like the cat is red, connects cat with red.
Okay, like you went to the mall. It connects like you with
Now
mall.
went is an action that's going somewhere.
Huh.
Most verbs are action verbs. Most of the connection verbs are is. There's a few other ones, but they don't come up a huge amount.
To be continued is the to connection.
To is not a verb and it's a different thing. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so when you try to analyze grammar, the most important thing and the first thing to look for is verbs. So we can go find some sentences on the internet. Practice grammar sentence. Khan Academy. As long as they're text. Okay. Wait, choose the simple sentence. That's not whatever. Find the verb. Or verbs. Oh, yeah, my mic's working. Okay, I checked my mic. As is not a verb. It's a different thing. And yeah, questions are okay. As can be adverb or conjunction. I'm talking to Max. He asked a question.
Yeah.
Pronoun, apparently? What? Oh.
I'm not
Sounds
really
like
sure
an
what a
old
noun
use.
is.
Anyway, preposition.
And don't know what a
As can be a lot
pronoun
of things, but verb wasn't on the list. Oh, yeah, internet. Did you find any verbs here?
Verbs here. There. The sand dunes squeaked. Okay, so something that connects things. I feel like and was connecting the
Oh,
sand
no, no,
dunes.
no. Okay. Yeah, no, that's misleading. So there's a different type of connection word called a conjunction, which is what and is. Most of the time you find connections, they're going to be conjunctions. Unless it's the word is or a different word that means is, such as are, which is just plural of is, and was, which is past tense, and were, which is past tense and plural. But if it's not is, it's probably not a connection verb.
I'm trying to think about are and is. Like are is just
they're the
plural?
same word.
Okay, so like things are well, and like this is well. Like
the actual verb is be. That's considered like the basic form of it.
wait, actual verb?
Yeah. Is a variant of be. Be is considered like the main word.
So like things. Wait, how would you use is in a
So if you look
sentence?
up be, you can find a list. It's on screen right now, where they're saying different forms of be, such as am, are, is, was, were, being, been. So all of those are the same word in different forms.
Okay, that seems really weird. Not used to that concept at all right now. Like different words being
You
like
are
the
used
same
to it. I'll
word.
just give you a different example. Run, ran.
Those are two different words, but it feels completely normal to think of them as having like the same meaning.
Yeah,
Just like ran's past tense or something.
Eat, ate. Yep, past tense.
I don't know what that means other than it's like behind current time.
Yeah, that's what it means. Behind current time.
Okay.
A lot of past tenses end with ed. That's the standard ending. You just add ed. But the English has a lot of irregular verbs, is what they're called, when they look different and sound, when they're spelled differently. Like, if the past tense is not just adding an ed, then it's irregular. It's a special case. And it's not like the majority are special cases, but quite a few very common words are special cases, so it comes up a lot. Such as eat and is. Those are special cases.
And wait, has it isn't a special case? That doesn't seem like a past tense.
Because is not. So the verb is be. So is not just a form of be, like it's actually just spelled differently.
Yeah.
When it's regular, you got stuff like walk as the main word, and then everything else looks a lot like walk. Like walked.
Yeah.
Or walking or something. Whereas be and is are like significantly different, so that's a special case.
So
It's
like,
not just a standard rule.
Right. So walk, walked, eat, ate, run, ran, all like kind of the same word. And then be is also the same word.
Here, I'll show you the parallel. So you can see how these three all look the same and these three all look different.
Yeah. But I don't see why there's two walks.
They're different forms, they're just spelled the same and said the same. Like, it's pretty common that the exact same word can do more than one thing. But with be and is, it's split up, and you have a separate word is instead of be. But with most verbs, the two things that we use be and is for are actually just one word, and we don't even have a second word usually.
Most things we use be and is for is one word.
For most other verbs, it would only be one word, like with walk.
Right.
We use the word walk in more than one way.
Oh, yes. Walk in more than one way.
So with
Forget
the
the second
word
one, I assume I
is,
know. Or what's the second way of walk?
well, you can use to walk. It's called an infinitive form. It comes up sometimes. It's a little bit complicated. The point is just with walk, there's more than one usage of the word,
Okay.
and they're spelled and said the same. But with be and is, more of the usages are different words
Get more
instead of
views.
reusing the same word.
Different one. So with being is more of the usages, like different words instead of the same word, or like to walk and walk have different meanings, but walk is still said and spelled the same, and it looks the same and everything.
Yeah. Anyway, so what you mostly want to look for.
Oh no, the stream paused for me. I can name forwards.
Okay.
Or being.
If you see any of these,
Uh-huh.
those are linking verbs. If you don't see any of those, just look for action.
So linking verbs. And then there's action verbs.
Yes, actions like
Okay.
running and eating and singing and thinking.
Okay. Thinking. Okay.
It doesn't have to be a physical action. Actions is a very broad category.
Okay, so like any kind of action can be like a verb.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
But not very many linkings. It's only a few. Okay, so here,
Okay.
look for actions.
Okay. Actions. Okay, squeaked and squawked seem like actions. Like dunes is an
Yep, that
action.
is correct. They are making sounds.
So
So
like,
those are the two verbs.
yeah. Punch would also be like an action. So is punch a verb?
Yes.
Okay, and then red I
Although
think
the
is like an
punch,
adjective.
you should know that punch is one of those words that has multiple meanings because there's fruit punch as well.
Right. Huh.
But it can be a verb.
Can you punch the water as in like put fruit punch in it?
No, that would not
Oh.
be standard English.
Huh. Compound sentence.
Don't worry about that. Just look for verbs.
Okay. I have never been special. Okay, right now it seems like bowling is in action. I'm like trying to look through things and like at first see what seems like an action, then like look through it again and see if I still think that. Okay, bowling. I had never. Okay, good is an action. Especially is not. Never too late to. Oh wait, learn. I think that's an action. Okay, so bowling. Okay, so there's like learn and bowling. I think those are the only things that might be verbs. Maybe they're both verbs.
Okay, yeah, so verbs can be a bit tricky. Unfortunately, neither of those is a verb. So
Oh.
bowling doesn't mean that you're doing the bowling action. It's talking about the concept of bowling.
Hmm. Okay, so it's talking about the concept.
Right? It's not
So
like
like
someone's actually doing bowling. They're referring to bowling as a sport. Kind of like saying football.
so you could be like, I've never been good at punching people, but punching isn't a verb. It's not what you're doing.
Yes, that's correct.
Hmm.
So football is a good example because it's similar to bowling, except that it's never a verb. Like football isn't an action.
Hmm.
So you can see see how that works a little bit. So here bowling is being used like football to name the sport. So it's a thing, not a verb. And then the learn here is it's the wrong kind of thing. It is an infinitive. which we should probably use sentences that don't have infinitives. But it isn't, so there's verbs that create, there's verbs that are like the main thing in the sentence, like the root node.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of thing we're looking for, and then infinitives are something else, and they involve verbs, but they end up doing something else in the sentence. In this case, it's a modifier. To learn is telling you about the type of lateness. So rather than being an action that's happening, it's giving us more information about what type of lateness we're talking about.
So, like, but it's never been too late. Like, too late to what? To learn. Or is that how you think of it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So we're not actually doing a learning action in this sentence. The sentence is not saying, like, Joe learned to read. That would be a case where learning is the actual action of the sentence.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so one of the verbs is right here. So do you know what it's means?
It is.
Yeah, it's means it is. So does that help you figure out what the verb is?
Oh, isn't is.
Yeah, so the is a verb.
Huh.
The core idea here is it is late. These are the main words in the sentence, and the other ones are sort of extra words, or not the sentence, but the half of the sentence. This sentence is one that should be divided into two parts, basically. It's kind of like two sentences put together.
Should it be the same sentence?
Oh, it's fine. They're not doing it wrong. It's just, so there's things called simple sentences that have one verb, basically, normally. And then there are compound sentences where you basically take multiple simple sentences and combine them together using combining words. So but is a combining word, and is another combining word. So that's why they're able to put two sentences worth of ideas in one sentence.
Okay.
Or two basic sentences worth of stuff in one sentence. Okay. So the second part is it is late, plus extra words that give you more information. And then is the verb, and it's connecting it with late.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Wait, can you say like the last 10 seconds again? I wasn't following, I don't think.
These are the main words from this part of the sentence.
Okay,
and
those are the main words.
Is the verb. And the thing is doing is it's connecting it with late. It's saying it equals late. Is a lot like equals.
Okay.
So it meaning like the time right now. And then it's connecting the time right now equal late.
Okay.
So the first one is actually a bit advanced. But the verb is have been. It's a two-part verb.
Oh, is being, right, being Ben. I don't know how to say B-E-E-N.
Yeah, Ben.
Huh.
Yeah, it's just like Ben the name with one E. I don't know if there's a good reason for that. Like, it seems like you might say it differently, but you don't.
I've done like bean and bin, but I don't think I've done Ben.
I don't know why there are two E's. Anyways, so here we have another partial sentence. I hate it. What's the verb?
Okay. There's a Ben. There's a...
Oh yeah, just the highlight part though, because this is what's different.
You're like hating something. That's like an action. Like when if you're doing something, what are you doing? Hating. Sure.
Yep, so hate is the action. Oh, I was gonna link Max. You can have it too, but...
I don't think I've read any of your grammar stuff except for subjectivity, objectivity one. Like your blog post on that, I think.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't thinking of that as a grammar thing primarily, but
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Okay, so Khan Academy is not giving me good sentences. Let's find something else. Practice. Oh, many things. No, that's not what I want at all. Alright, what's this one? Oh god, that's not it. These are probably going to be too hard, I'm guessing. Oh no, we could try these. Alright, let's just see what it's like. Look for
Okay.
verbs.
Yesterday we went. Okay, I think that's one. To Musher Susan's cabin. To played. Wait, to played with the dogs. Mush and Susan cabin to
Oh,
play.
they're putting errors in and we're trying to find the errors. Yeah, I think that's an intentional error, the blade.
Okay. Anyway, I
And the
went, I
dogs.
guess.
Okay, no, this is not what we want at all then, if they're putting in intentional errors. Anyway, went is the verb.
Yeah.
So you found that. The other ones are infinitives again.
Found Ned Snow Moose.
Oh, they had a
Oh,
typo,
wait.
just like a spelling error too.
I saw that, but I didn't see the typo. I think Max K did the typo. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Unless I
Oh, even if
autocorrected
it
the
wasn't
typo in my
spelled wrong,
mind.
founded snow moose would be wrong. It should
Yeah.
just be found. You don't need the ed.
Yeah. I noticed the founded snow moose.
Oh, they
In
found
the
a snow moose. Click to view. Here we go. All right, this is like some low grade
Hey.
level, so they have easy sentences. Perfect.
Oh,
All right,
hey, they have
first one.
the chart thing with the words. I
This
forget what
thing?
it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, sentence diagramming.
Okay. The blue chair broke. In the blue chair broke, it seems like broke is the verb.
You got it.
Okay. He ate. Ate. Verb. Girl laughed. Laughed verb.
Yep.
Barked. That's the verb.
Yep.
Also, I think loudly would be an adjective for the verb. I'm not really sure what
Close,
an
but
adjective
no.
is.
So an adjective
Okay.
is a modifier for a noun. Only for a noun.
Okay.
Whereas
So
an
like,
adverb is a modifier for something other than a noun. So there's two different words for modifiers.
so loudly would be an adverb.
Yes.
Okay. So loudly is like modifying the verb. So an
Yep.
adverb and adjective would modify the noun. So the dog is a noun. So like, wait, could bark be interpreted as like an adjective for a dog? Like this
No.
dog barks a lot, or like a barky dog?
Yeah, barky would be an adjective. That's not quite a real word, but people would understand it. But you could also have a barking dog. So the ing ending can get you adjectives.
Mm-hmm.
Or get things to stop being verbs. Okay, do you see any adjectives for the dog?
Adjective, scary.
Yep. A is also arguably an adjective, but don't worry about it.
Is
Because
that
it's
like a
telling
bit
us
more?
like how many dogs there are, and that it's not a specific dog.
Huh? It's like, would the dog? Well, I guess that could be considered adjective because it's like saying what dog it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Okay, is
So
this like
the
a bit
words
more
the and
advanced,
a are
controversial?
called the words the and a are called articles, which are
Or,
considered a type of determiner, and a determiner is a thing that modifies a noun. So I think you should just call it a type of adjective, but I think some people don't. I haven't looked into it that much because it doesn't really matter what you call
okay,
it.
so articles might be type of adjective. Okay. think we're getting to too many things. I'm gonna focus on
Yeah.
like the.
All right, back to verbs.
Okay, might also do adverbs.
Probably not.
Okay. The big black cat purrs.
Yep.
Crawled.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, end of that worksheet. Are there more worksheets? Do I just go back? Go back. Okay, so that was the first one. Next one has conjunction. These are going to be a little more complicated.
Okay, 8. That's on the second one. Okay, howled.
Yep.
8. Put. In the very in the thing above howled, there's a 2 paragraphs above howled. There is a put. I think the put is a verb.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Let's see. When you diagram a sentence, you put that. Yep, put is a verb.
Cool.
You want to find the other verbs in that paragraph?
There's more. Okay, connections. Connect.
Yeah, so every sentence is going to have at least one verb. So the first sentence is definitely going to have a verb.
I think is like conjunctions is like an idea, 2 words or phrases together. This is like talking
You're
about what
correct.
happens.
Connect is the action.
Okay, when you diagram. I think when you diagram would be a verb because like
you're actually
action.
doing something there.
Yeah.
Diagram
Instead of
isn't
like
always a verb
diagramming.
because you can talk about a diagram, but
yeah.
Here it's a verb.
Okay. The 2 phrases connected to the conjunction with a dotted line. Okay, connect to the conjunction. Okay, I think those are the verbs.
You're correct. That was all of them.
Okay.
All right. What about this sentence right here?
I think diagram.
Yep.
It's like telling you what to do.
Yep. All
It's
right.
like
What about this
do
one?
this action. Example. Went.
Yep. All right. Number 3.
3. Exercise or study. I feel like exercise and study. Wait. Okay, right now I'm trying to think about exercise, study after. I don't think anything else could potentially be a verb. Okay, what is after? After is not really an action, so that can't be a verb, I don't think.
Yeah, after is telling us when.
Yeah. Okay, so you can exercise, and that's an action, and you can study, that's an action. I think the part that is confusing me is like exercise or study.
Yeah, it's a double verb. Like they're both verbs. It's saying that you can do like one verb or the other verb, like run or sing.
And then I'm okay. Okay, so I think both of those are verb, and that's it.
Yeah, it's not super common to have 2 verbs together like this, but it comes up sometimes.
Asked.
Number 4. Asked. Yep.
I don't think help is a verb.
You're correct. It's not.
Okay.
It can
Laughed
be a verb, but it's
and
not
giggled.
here. What did you say?
Laughed and giggled. Or
Yep,
laughed,
and
giggled.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing with the third one, with the or. Kind of.
Let's see what this one has. All right, number 1.
Slammed.
Yep.
Wrote.
Yep.
Counted.
Yep.
Told.
Yep.
Gave.
Yep. Okay, good. You can recognize verbs pretty well.
Okay.
Okay, so next after verbs are nouns. Any idea what a noun is?
Okay, something to do with like a subject. So I think Curie is Curie a noun? It's a name, that's for sure. Is it a noun? I think so. There's something like with pronouns. So like if you were they, them, those are like pronouns or some shit.
That's correct. Okay, subjects
Okay.
and nouns are related, but what a noun is a thing.
A thing.
Yeah, like an object.
Okay, keyboard, phone,
an idea,
controller,
a
and ideas.
state of being.
Oh, so like objectivism is kind of like an idea.
Yep.
Or like bowling as like a concept, I think is a noun.
Yep.
Okay. Overwatch can be like a noun.
Yeah. I thought about how to explain this in my article, so I'm checking what I wrote. Okay, nouns include objects, people, places, and abstract things like a thought or an emotion. Examples: Joe, California, dog, chair, car, opinion, dream, happiness.
Okay. Opinion. Wait.
Like the word opinion, like Joe had an opinion.
Okay, Joe. An opinion. Okay, so opinion on its own isn't necessarily a noun, but it can be a noun. I think.
I think it might only be a noun. Yeah, I looked up in the dictionary, it's only a noun.
Huh.
Another good way to find nouns is if you could put the word a or the in front of something, that means it's a noun. Because a and the always go with a noun.
Is an like the same word as? Oh, an. Same word as a?
Yes.
Or like
Yeah, you just say an when there's a vowel sound next. And a when there's a consonant sound next. It's the only thing in English like that I know of.
Okay, I'm not sure how consonant vowel works. I don't think it matters too much right now.
Yeah, well, very briefly, vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y.
So it's like something with not restricting with your tongue, I think, or like not doing
I don't
something.
really know how they work with tongues.
Don't
know much about that.
Okay.
Okay, so here were the example verbs I gave for actions in my article. Write, feel, sew, run, throw, eat, talk, play, think, love, hate, sit. Make sense?
Yeah.
So I threw a red ball. Where's the verb?
Through.
Right. The house is very big.
Okay, this one having a more problem with. Oh, wait, is.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay,
this doesn't
so
feel like much of an action to me.
right, that's why the people say there are two categories, the action verbs and then the linking verbs.
Oh, right.
You can sort of think of it as an action, but the standard view is just to say there are two types of verbs. Because it's a bit weird as an action.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so nouns are the stuff, and verbs are the action. These are the main concepts of what they are.
Okay. Huh.
And
I'm looking around my room, and it seems like everything could be a verb. Like anything I see, I feel like could be a verb.
For example.
I mean, noun.
Okay, I was wondering.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
every physical object is a noun. So
huh.
if you look around, you're going to see a lot of nouns. Like
Yeah.
a window or a desk or a chair.
Yeah. Okay, so like all the physical things noun. Okay, so earth.
Yeah. Physical objects are the easiest nouns to figure out, as opposed to like a thought or a sport or something that's like slightly more abstract or complicated.
Wait, say the last 2 seconds again?
Physical objects are the easiest nouns to figure out. If it's a physical object, it's a noun. You're not going to have trouble with those.
Hmm.
And then other types of nouns like ideas and emotions and sports might be a little more complicated. They're more abstract.
Hmm.
Okay. So that is briefly nouns and verbs.
Okay.
We can practice nouns in a bit, but the next thing after that is modifiers. These are words that tell you more information about something, give more info details.
Okay, so like adverbs, adjectives. So you could like mention there's a dog, and like that's like a basic thing, or you could say it's like a three-legged dog. That'd give you like more details, like a three-legged brown dog, like a quick three-legged brown dog, like even more details.
Yes.
A quick three-legged brown dog that barks a lot. So that's like 4 details now.
Yes, all of those are modifiers. So there are several types of modifiers. The simplest ones are adjectives and adverbs. These are just single word modifiers. And so adjectives are single word modifiers for nouns, and adverbs are single word modifiers for not a noun.
Okay, adjective is a modifier for noun, verb is a modifier for anything else.
Yes, so for example, let's say I ate a dark red apple.
Dark red. Dark red. Dark red is kind of
Okay.
like a single noun, I feel. Because it's like the
I
shade
think
of
you
red.
misspoke.
Oh. Wait. Dark
You said single
adverb,
noun.
red noun.
Yes, you got it. So that was the thing I was going to ask about. So
Wait,
red
I
is...
didn't mean noun.
Oh, yeah, you meant adjective, right?
Yes.
Okay,
When
yeah,
I
red
said
is an
single noun,
adjective.
I meant adjective as well.
Yeah, so red modifies apple, and dark modifies red. So dark is not an adjective. Red is, but then dark isn't. Right?
At first
So
I
you
was
got
feeling
that.
like it was a single adjective, but then I remembered adverbs affect things that aren't nouns. So then I was like, oh wait, dark would be an adverb then.
Yes. Okay, so, but starting at the beginning, what's the verb?
Apple. That's like the physical thing. It's like that's easy.
Verb. Verb,
Oh,
verb.
8.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
getting them mixed up a lot, but I still like know what they are if I like don't get them mixed up, I think.
Yeah, you'll get used to them. All right. So what are the nouns?
Apple.
Apple is a noun. Any other noun?
I.
Yes. It's a person. People are things.
Hmm.
Okay, and then the other ones are modifiers.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. Wait. Is a modifier?
Yes.
You're like. Uh,
It is a modifier for apple. It gives us information about apple. Like a apple and the apple are slightly different things. You intuitively understand the difference between them.
It's like a apple, it like doesn't really matter, but like the apple, it might have like more importance. Like a apple could just be like any in a bag, but if there's like a special apple or something, you could be like I ate the apple.
Yes. That is one of the meanings.
It like gives it
Yes.
more importance.
Yeah,
It's like
so
more
when it's
notable.
yeah, so
It's
when
not
it's
like changeable. I forget. There's like some kind of economic term for like interchangeable.
Oh, fungible?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, if the apples are fungible, then a is a good word, and if they're not fungible, then you're more likely going to be using the.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, so back to how modifiers work.
Mhm.
Just read this paragraph and see
Okay.
if it makes sense.
Okay. Information. Okay. So like a computer screen being 16:9 aspect ratio would be like a modifier.
Yes.
Okay. Like I have more of an intuitive sense for attributes, but I don't really have as much intuitive sense for qualities, and I don't really have much of a definition for either.
Okay, well, let's look them up. They're similar words. I was trying to give, like, many different ways of saying the same thing.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
attribute. Oh, this is the wrong word. We want the noun. Okay. See, look,
Attribute.
attribute means a quality or feature. So they're just like, it's a quality.
Huh.
Regarded as a characteristic or an inherent part of someone or something. So another word for this is trait.
Trait. Okay, I think I know it. I think I'm good at better at traits. Those are like the video game things.
Oh, yeah, traits or exist in some video games. Okay, let's look up quality. Wrong word. Here we go. A distinctive attribute. God damn that. They define attribute as
God.
quality and quality as attribute. That's not some, that's pretty poor dictionary.
Uh,
It's an attribute or characteristic. Hey, remember that word from the other definition too. Let's look up characteristic. A feature or quality. All right, let's look up feature. A distinctive attribute or aspect. Okay, let's look up aspect.
uh,
A particular part or feature. Right, part. A piece or segment of something. Some, but not all. Yeah, part's getting a little off, but. Alright, so we looked up characteristic. Oh, yeah, we didn't look up aspect. Oh, no, we did. What did we. There was one of the words we didn't look up. Maybe it was feature. A distinctive. I don't know. Maybe I looked them all up. Anyway, hopefully you got the rough idea.
Yeah, I think I get the feeling or maybe. Okay.
So the basic
Could.
idea is their modifiers are easier with nouns, so we'll start there. The basic idea is you have a thing like a desk, and then you can give information about the desk where you're talking about that object instead of a
Okay.
different object. So
It's
like the
like a
desk is
white
made of wood.
chipped desk.
Yeah. It's chipped, it has a color, it has a size, it has a weight. In fact,
With 5 legs.
yep, that's also a modifier. There
I didn't read the
are.
entire sentence, by the way.
Oh, okay, we'll go back.
Okay. Uh, attributes, qualities. I or limit. Purple. 6 of cards being discussed. Okay. So, wait. Does light have like some kind of implied modifier because of like light speed? Well, I guess everything has like something implied in them if you think about it from like the perspective of laws of physics. Like everything, nothing can go like faster than the speed of light. It's like that's an implied limit. But if you're to like state it, then it might be a modifier. Like a
Oh, yeah.
car that is subject to the laws of physics.
Yeah, you could say like horse speed or light speed or car speed or airplane speed. Some of those are uncommon, but they'd be understandable if you used them as modifiers. Actually, a
Okay.
lot of modifiers used to be nouns, or they're still nouns, but you can use them as modifiers. So, for example, wood, like you know a wooden desk,
So that
or
like
a
limits the type of desk.
right. So a wooden desk is a type of desk. It's a modifier to say wood. But wood started as a noun. Like originally, the word wood was a noun. We knew about wood as a physical object, and then later we applied it as a modifier to be a type of material.
Yes, I guess iron is also. A
Yep.
lot of things can be noun, modifier, iron sword, some iron.
Yeah. Metal, plastic.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Asked about that because limit seemed like the kind of weirder thing, and describe seemed normal.
Um. Another one is toy. So toys were first a noun, a thing, but now we say like toy soldier.
So first, so like toys are more like interchangeable, but now they're more like
Well,
individual or
no,
something.
that's not it. So originally, a toy was a physical object. When you said the word toy,
Yeah.
you're saying you're referring to a specific physical object like a doll or a soldier or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
But now you can say toy soldier, and now we're using toy as a modifier that tells us the type of soldier.
Hmm.
So a toy was a noun; it was a type of thing. But now we also use it as a category. So we can say we're basically saying an X, and also this X is in the category toy as opposed to, say, a professional tool. So it's a way to describe it more.
Hmm. Okay.
Like you could have a toy phone as opposed to a real phone, and the toy phones don't actually work. It's a
Yeah.
different type of phone. Okay, did you finish the paragraph or not?
Yeah.
Okay, so somewhere down at the bottom, I've got a link or two. There you go. I think these are what I want. Okay, this is telling you the order adjectives go in, but you can use it to find out different types of adjectives. So here we have a type of adjective and examples. So there are opinion adjectives, such as unusual, lovely, and beautiful. These are modifiers, right? And then there's size is another type of modifier, big, small, tall. Physical quality is a category of modifier. Examples being thin, rough, untidy. You get the idea?
Physical quality. Yeah, I don't know what order means though.
Oh, the
I
order is
didn't.
literally the order you put the words in. So you'd say like an unusual, big, thin, round, young person. This is the order we would put all these words in normally.
Huh. And like cooking would be like way at the bottom.
Yep,
Like
cooking would be to the right. The word order is something a lot of people don't even know exists, but
I didn't know existed.
yeah, I didn't either, but you have a very good intuitive feel for it anyways. When you say your sentences, you will usually mostly use these orderings.
Oh right, there's something about like big purple elephant or something, and then like a purple big elephant
Right, purple
is
big
weird or
elephant
something.
sounds weird. I'm like, what? Because
Yeah.
color apparently comes after size.
Huh. I think I could
So,
imagine like a Japanese pink elephant. But like pink Japanese elephant seems easier, I think.
yeah, some of them we have stronger intuitions about than other ones. So read through all of these and it'll give you some ideas of different types of modifiers that exist.
Hmm.
And this gives you a better idea of what an attribute or a trait is because what size it is an example of an attribute, or what opinion people have of it as an attribute, or its physical quality, or its shape, or its age. These are all attributes that you can talk about.
Okay, all the purposes seem to be verbs.
You mean like age and color?
No, at the bottom, 10 purpose, and it shows cleaning,
down
hammering,
here,
cooking.
cleaning, hammering, cooking. Yeah, these are all words that are based on verbs. These are actually nouns, but they are nouns that are created from verbs.
Oh, right. It's like the idea of cooking. It's like you could use it in the context of like cleaning or hammering. But if it was like
if you actually wanted to talk about someone doing cooking, you would say like he cooked it or I want you to cook it or something. And if you actually try it a bunch, you'll find you don't say the word cooking, you'll say different forms of the word.
Oh, what about like he is cooking?
Right, so in that one the verb is.
Verb. So cooking, non-verb? What is it? Is it like a modifier? It has to be some kind of modifier because it's like what he's doing. It like modifies him.
Yes, it is an adjective.
So
that's what this whole list
adjective.
is. These are all adjectives.
Oh, right. Huh. Okay. Type. Okay. That's okay. It's like a plastic soldier. Where would soldier be under?
Soldier there is the noun.
Mm,
It's the thing.
Soldier's not an adjective, so it wouldn't be in this.
Yeah.
It would be under material. Okay.
Are you ready to move on?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so here are some different types of adverbs. And
Okay.
again, this chart is helping us know word order, but you can just use it to find out what are some different types of adverbs. So these are
different
and
types.
I think these are specifically when they're being used to modify verbs.
It is outside, so that would be like. Okay, so I guess it would be the is, but I'm not sure why.
Oh. In it is, so a lot of words have more than one role. So when you say it is outside, you're not using it as an adverb.
Oh.
If you look up outside, see it's a noun and it's an adjective, and it's a preposition and it's an adverb. So it has it can be 4 different parts of speech.
Okay, not familiar with the prepositions. Don't think it matters right now.
Yeah. So outside can be an adverb in, for example, she runs quickly outside. They're giving examples here. So in she runs quickly outside, outside is modifying runs. Telling us where she ran.
So like she's outside running. What happened there?
There you have she is. You're making is the verb.
And then outside is
Not an adverb that time.
I think it's an adjective because it's affecting she. And then what's running? Okay, she is outside running.
Yeah, I think it would be an adjective there.
Yeah. So running also adjective. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so if you look at these, you can see verb modifier examples. So runs can be modified with quickly and it can be modified with outside. Works can be modified with tiredly and with in his office, which is not a single word adverb. It's that's a prepositional phrase. But those words, when you take them as a group together, the role of the entire group is an adverb. Because it's a modifier for a verb. So nap can be modified by quietly and by at home. waits can be modified by impatiently and by the door. So these are examples of manner and place. Manner being quickly, tiredly, quietly, impatiently. So does that make sense so far for ways of modifying verbs?
I think so.
Manner is the way you're doing it, and place is where you're doing it.
Okay. Wait, it's manner and place. Not fully sure how manner and place works. Okay, what am I not sure about? Okay, the dog waits impatiently by the door. Okay, so by the door as a group is supposed to be something. Some kind of adverb, I think. Okay, by the door. What is it affecting? I think it's like affecting weights.
Yep. It is giving us more information about the waiting action, telling us where the waiting action is happening.
Do any of the places affect the manner?
No. They're all affecting the verb, the action. They're saying where the action happens.
Okay, so everything is like affecting the verb.
Yeah, these are
not
all
the
examples
adverbs.
of affecting verbs.
Can anything affect an adverb?
Yes. It's not super common though.
Oh.
But for example, you can say very quickly. She runs very quickly.
Okay. So very. What is that doing? Affecting quickly. Okay, like how quickly? Very. So what is quickly? That's an. Okay. She runs very quickly. So like quickly is affecting the runs, and then the very is affecting the quickly.
Yep. Very is one of the most common adverbs that will be used to modify a different adverb. But it's not that common in general. There's only a few common ones.
Also, I think you don't like very in general for like professionally writing because like it's not specific enough. Like if it matters, then like say how much. If it doesn't, then why does it exist?
Yeah, there's a funny quote from some famous author. He said something like, instead of writing very, write damn.
Yeah.
Like instead of very cold, you say damn cold. Or instead of very quickly, you say damn quickly. And then if you do that, your editor will definitely delete it for you.
Yes, I guess damn also an adverb for an adverb?
Yep, it can be. Okay, so then if we go to the next line, these are continuations of the previous sentences. So like, she runs very quickly outside every evening before dinner for exercise. So these are more different things that can modify the verb. You can say how often, every evening. You can say the time before dinner. You can say the purpose for exercise.
Okay. Okay, so purpose frequency. Okay, so frequency. What? Every morning. By the door every morning. Like every day. So like the dog waits impatiently by the door every day. What's happening there? I think every day is affecting like the dog's entire like line. That happens every day. So like the dog waits impatiently by the door, like that thing happens every day. So I think like
that is a
every
reasonable
day.
viewpoint, but I think the best way to look at it is just say it affects the verb, like it affects the waiting action, and we're piling a bunch of things on the waiting action, and you're right that they're related. Because the impatience happens every day, but so the action happens every day, and the action is impatient, and when you put those together, then you get impatience every day.
Okay, so like waits is impatient, and it's by the door. So if we put every day onto waits, then the waiting is impatient and by the door and every day.
Yep.
Okay, so like thinking of it as like still on the verb. Okay,
Yep.
so like every day at 5 p.m. It's like the impatience and being by the door is at 5 p.m. every day. Okay, so what am I doing at 5 p.m.? I'm putting it on the waits.
Yep. He does the
Or
waiting at 5 p.m.
yeah, and that happens every day. If it was every Tuesday, then it would only be every Tuesday that he's impatient and by the door waiting. Okay. Okay, to see Tom. Okay, so like to see Tom as like a whole, its purpose is to affect the waiting.
Yeah, what is the purpose of the waiting? What's the reason for the waiting? Answer to see Tom. So it's giving us more information about the type of waiting.
Okay, so like why is he waiting to begin with? Like we have a bunch of adverbs for like what is happening, but then like the to see Tom is like why.
Yep.
Hmm.
So these give you examples of different ways to modify verbs. These are different types of traits, characteristics, attributes, qualities, features that verbs can have. They can have a manner, they can have a place, a frequency, a time, and a purpose. These are not the only possible ones, but these are common ones.
Hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
This
next
makes
up.
definitely more sense than last time, I think.
Yeah, we didn't really get into how grammar works very much last time. Okay, so next
Last
up we
time I
could...
meant like the first time you asked it about that specific page.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so now we could get into making a tree.
Oh, we're doing for cheese. Cool.
Yeah, so... Okay, so we've gone over how you can turn math into trees and trees into math, right?
Yeah, I can do a math into a tree or a tree into a math.
Right, and so we did a bunch of prefix and postfix, and you can also do it with infix, right?
Postfix infix tree? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
so you
so.
can take 3 plus 3 and you can make it into a tree.
Yeah,
And
and then you just like have the rule that like the first thing on the left, second thing on the right, and then like we only can have like two things.
yeah, so the reason you can turn infix into a tree is because there are order of operations, and when you need them, you use parentheses as well. And these are what let you say what goes where in the tree.
Goes right. Hmm.
So order of operations like multiply before add, plus the use of parentheses, are the rules that tell us how the math converts into a tree. Does that make sense?
Hmm. Okay, so rules like what? Rules tell us how to where things go in the tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with English,
Yeah.
the rules of grammar help us figure out where things go in the tree. Because things don't just go in the tree in order. Like you don't just say, okay, well 3 is the first node and plus is the second node and 3 is the last node. Right?
Yeah.
Like it goes in a more complicated way out of order. So it's
Yeah.
the same with English sentences. They're not going to go in the tree completely in order. They're going to get out of order somewhat. And grammar is the rules that tell you how they go in the tree and what is a parent of what and what is a child of what is what grammar rules can
Shit.
help you figure out.
Oh yeah, it's like with the uh okay, it's like she ran damn quickly. Uh okay, so what's gonna happen? Okay, I'm just gonna try to start somewhere in the middle of this tree. I should actually have Xmind open for this. Do this thing. Top down. Okay. I guess I also will do the thing where you screen share. Yeah. Screen. Number 2. Thank you. Then what's happening here? Okay. She ran damn quick. Okay, so what's happening? Okay, so it's like there's the ran and then the quickly. I'm guessing she would be on top, but I'm gonna first start where I'm like confident. Okay, so we'll do ran. Okay, and what's damn doing? It is affecting the quickly. Okay, so what's next? It's gonna be quickly. Okay. Quickly, which is affecting the ran. Like what kind of running? Quickly. Okay, and then there's the dam, which is affecting the quickly, and then I think she would be the central node, but I'm not sure why. Okay.
Okay, so you definitely figured out one of the rules. So a modifier is the child of the thing it modifies.
Mm-hmm.
That is what you're doing there.
Okay. Thing it modifies. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I didn't state that rule, or you didn't either. But it was kind of the thing that came to me then.
Yep. Okay, the next rule is a bit more controversial, but
Okay. Verbs
the
either
verb is the most important thing in the sentence. It's the starting point, it's the root, it's the key thing that the whole sentence revolves around. Everything else is a minor detail compared to the verb. Grammatically.
Okay.
So given that rule, can you figure out the tree for your sentence?
Okay. Uh, uh, oh. Oh. Fuck.
Yeah, I think that verbs, Max, I think verbs should be similarly central in other languages because the reason they're central is like conceptual. Actions are more important than objects, I think. I don't know if all other languages agree with this, or, there might be different cultures and customs that try to look at the world differently. I don't know exactly how much variation there is in how people think about the world. But I would be unsurprised if it's the same in all existing languages. Or especially all the common ones. Now, this is a semi-controversial claim, though. Be aware. Some people think that the verb and the subject are equally important.
Consumption. So, like, they'd think you could do this either way, like ran or she?
No, what they would do, one of the ways you could do it is you could make a node called sentence and make that the root node, and then under that you could put the subject and the verb as children. You could say the root node is like the concept of a sentence, and then you can put two different things under that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would work to have them be the same, or like same level, because because ran, or like, oh wait, no, she's affecting ran. Okay, then I'm not sure.
Yeah, Max, this is one of the main disagreements between them, is whether the verb is central or equal. But no one thinks the noun is central. No one says the noun is more important. At least not in like mainstream English debate that I've seen.
That's how I feel by default. I think that the noun is more important.
Yeah, I find that unsurprising. A lot of people like think a lot about nouns and objects and give them a lot of attention, and they come first in the sentence. That might be a big reason.
I'm gonna take a 1-minute break because I want water.
Why is it odd that Chomsky was on that side? Oh, maybe, I don't know. Even if that's so, I doubt he was thinking about it that way in evolutionary terms. Like, most people don't try to look at things that way. My default expectation is not to assume people would use that perspective. Alright, Alyssa posted a grammar practice. Let's see. Alright, well that one was correct. Yeah, but people bring up evolution all the time, and it doesn't mean they actually think through selection pressures. The reason Chomsky's motivation, in my understanding, was he didn't think that babies could learn it, therefore it must be inborn, which is not a way of thinking about it that is about like selection pressures. He's not doing like Darwinian or Dawkinsian analysis to come up with that. He might have done that type of analysis elsewhere, like I haven't read anywhere near all his stuff. So it could be somewhere, but I haven't seen it.
I am back.
Okay. Yep, you got the tree. And yeah, so one alternative type of tree would be the and
So
you could
that's
do
like
this if you think they're equally important.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Verb first? Okay, and then the noun
Yeah.
affects the verb. I'm not really sure how that works.
So the
Noun
noun is
affecting verb.
I recommend doing verb first, and the way to think about it is that she is telling us information about the action. So if you just have the
Okay.
concept of the action running, you don't know who's running, and then if you say she, now you know who's running. So it's giving you more information about the action.
Yeah.
So it is sort of like a type of modifier, but we categorize it differently because nouns are very important and
Okay, so
like
if there's
worth having their own category.
so if you had like ran damn quickly or like she damn quickly, like you can't really know what's happening with she damn quickly. Like there could be a lot of things. But like ran damn quickly, uh it's like has to do with running. We know that. We just like don't know who
You're
or
trying to
what
look at
is
a
running.
verb with no noun or a noun with no verb?
Yes.
both of them are coherent, because like you can have a desk or a person without saying what action they're doing. You can think of just the object without an action. You can also think of an action like swimming without knowing who or what is swimming.
Yes.
So I think for that particular way of looking at it, they both come out okay. But not just them. Also, adjectives can come out okay. You could say red as a modifier, as a color, and then think about red just by itself without knowing what type of object it is.
Could red also be a noun?
Yes.
Okay.
Similarly, like big, you could think about like the concept of bigness itself without applying it to a specific object. Okay, so next rule. So verbs will generally have one or two nouns as children.
1 or 2 nouns. Okay.
So in general, you're going to have a subject. The subject is the thing that does the verb. Subject equal noun that does the action. Object equal noun that receives the action.
Okay.
Thing that is acted on.
Huh.
So action verbs are going to need a subject that does the action, and they will often have an object that gets acted on, but they don't always have one. Like she ran does not have an object. However, so
she ran on floor.
Try this one. He threw the ball.
Okay, the ball is being acted on by the verb threw. Oh wait.
Yes.
Is it being acted on by the verb threw?
Yes.
Okay. So
or it's the recipient of the throwing action. Like it's the thing being thrown.
It's like he's acting on the ball via throwing.
Yes, that also is a reasonable way of putting it. So what is he?
He is the subject.
Yep.
I don't know if he's a noun.
Yes.
Okay.
He is a person. People are objects or nouns or whatever.
Okay, so people.
He is a pronoun, but pronouns are a type of noun. Don't worry about it.
So like the ball threw him. The ball could still be a noun. The ball's a noun. Him is a noun, and him is also the subject. No, him is the object. Ball is the subject.
Yep. So a little confusing, but it's not a grammar problem. It's just a content problem.
Yeah, it's not usual that a ball throws someone.
Yep.
Maybe you could think of it as like the ball's moving space around it rather than him moving the ball through space.
Yeah, so one of the important things here is the order of words matters in English. When you put he before or after the verb, it changes what's happening. We put the ball before or after the verb, it changes what happens, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. One thing I was thinking about, but I'm not sure how it works, is like Yoda talk. So you could like say she ran damn quickly, but if you were doing like Yoda talk, it would be like damn quickly she ran. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with something. It seems notable though.
Yeah, English has a lot of flexibility for where you put stuff, but it is not unlimited.
So like you can't just say like quickly damn ran she.
Right, you have to keep it somewhat organized in order, but
So
you
like,
do have options sometimes.
yeah. So like Yoda is still speaking English. You can still understand him. It still makes sense. It's just
Yes.
like a bit weird.
Yeah, you get the most flexibility with where you put adverbs, usually.
Oh, I'm actually surprisingly behind right now in the stream. Is it paused for me? I don't think so. Maybe it
Yoda
was.
talk is grammatically correct at least sometimes, Max. I don't know if it all is, I'm not that familiar with it, but that example seemed okay. Like, unusual, but I wouldn't have called it wrong.
Okay.
Okay, so the next thing about these trees is you have to put the stuff under the verb in order. So whatever the first thing under the verb is, the leftmost child, is the subject, and then you put the object, and then you put modifiers.
Yeah, I'm not sure I quite understand, but right now I want to put parentheses and she ran damn quickly. Uh, okay, so ran is like the root node, so that would be like in parentheses, but it also covers everything else. Uh,
Yeah, if you're
mm,
going to do parentheses, you're going to have to change the ordering.
uh, okay, so it has to be in a different order.
Yep. So you
Okay,
should be able to figure out the parentheses version. You just think about it the same as a math tree. If you're like,
yeah.
imagine ran was a plus and whatever, and then try to put
What should I
stuff
just
where
do?
it would go.
Yeah, like ran, and then this is like. All right, I can just like. No, don't leave open parentheses. Close them. Okay, and then she is on the left, so like starts first, and then damn covers quickly, and then we have. Wait, did I do that right? No, I think I need to change the order of damn quickly. Okay, so I can remove those ones. She is its own node, so it's like a leaf. Uh, okay, so it starts with the quickly, and then it covers damn. Okay, so all right, and you like can type the end thing, and then like enter inside of it. Yeah, right. Okay, so I forget exactly where all the
Alright,
parentheses are. So,
do you remember what the rule for parentheses is, what they do?
they tell you which thing to do first. So like in this tree, it's like damn gets the most
That's one of the ways to
parentheses.
put it. There's a couple other ways to think about them. They group a parent with its children. That is a good
Parent.
way to think about them. So you go
Yes.
parentheses and you go parent, child, child.
Yeah. Right now I was having a bit of problem because I was kind of forgetting the order of parentheses, and then I remembered about like uh being able to like close the parentheses and then like still type inside of it, or like,
Yep.
well, this would be like a new layer, so it'd be like the. Okay, so what am I doing right now? Okay, I did ran. Now let's get she. Cool. Okay, now it's next. Quickly.
Okay, so there's
Uh
one issue with what you're doing.
oh. What is it?
Okay, so which nodes are parents?
Ran. Parent. She is not a parent. It just kind of is a leaf.
Uh-huh.
Quickly. Is a parent.
Yep.
Okay, so quickly. Uh, then damn is also thing. Then okay, so open. Wait. Okay, so this is covering. ran, and this. This is on the dam. Yeah, dam's its own node. Okay, this is covering quickly. And quickly is a child of dam, so like quickly is covering dam. Okay, ran is covering everything, yeah. And she's just covering itself because nothing else. Okay, seems
Okay.
like the parentheses are fine to me.
So you need parentheses when you want to group a parent with its children.
That's
And if you're not doing that, you don't need parentheses.
grouping a parent with. So she wouldn't need parentheses.
Yeah.
Huh, that seems weird.
Well, think about it with math. You could be like plus 3 plus 1. And you wouldn't be like,
Right,
I
3
need to put
doesn't.
parentheses around the 3.
Right. Okay, so it's like quickly. Damn. It's like damn also doesn't need it then, I think.
Yep.
Huh. So if this is like plus like like I don't put parentheses on them.
Yep. You should have one set of parentheses for every parent.
Or this is like a times. Yeah. 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 Okay. I don't know why I wanted to put parentheses on everything.
Maybe because the words look like operators, because some of the words are parents. Whereas with math, like the operators and the numbers look like really obviously different.
You never have like a leaf node operator.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so
But
can you make a
like,
tree of this sentence?
okay. I don't think period matters. I don't think grammar matters in a tree. I mean,
Punctuation?
punctuation. Yeah.
So
Grammar is.
punctuation can help you figure out what is a parent of what.
Hmm.
But periods don't help with that because they're just at the
Okay. If it's like a really big sentence, then no. Period
The
and
purpose
sentence.
of a period is to split up different sentences. It tells you where one sentence
Yeah.
ends and the next one starts. So it's not going to help you know where things go within the middle of the sentence.
Yeah. So if it's like a really big paragraph, though, or like just a paragraph, multiple sentences, then periods could help. Like
Yeah.
ending sentence punctuations.
However, question marks and exclamation points can be hints. I think those can be more useful. And so a period is a little bit of a hint if it's like telling you it's not a question. So you don't have, because questions are written in different ways than regular sentences. So knowing if it's a question or not gives you some information. Yeah, see how that's a bit different?
Yeah.
And questions can get a bit weirder than that.
Alright. It's like this is asking like what happens, and this is like asking what's gonna happen in the future.
Yep.
You can also do like this is like
Yep.
past, present, and future.
Yep.
Yeah. Through. That's the verb. It's not called a verb, it's called through. I don't like having these things already open because then I can like kind of just copy off it without having to like rethink it through. For like he is going to be the child of through. Okay, it's like through. Oh, cool. You could also do something like at the same time. It starts with like through, and then child is he, and then let's see what happens from here. through the, okay. Not sure where that's going. Ball, hard. Okay, what is hard? Is this like an adjective, adverb? Okay, if it was an adjective, it would be affecting a noun. It's not a hard ball. The ball isn't hard, so it wouldn't be affecting ball. So I think it's an adverb, like through hard. Wait, so if it's an adverb affecting through, then that would mean hard is affecting through, which means it's a child of through.
Correct. Yes. This is not saying that the ball is hard, like made of titanium or something.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to say that, it would be he threw the hard ball.
Okay. Trying to figure out what that is. Okay, what's the? Is it like some kind of connection-y thing? Could it be a verb? There's something with connection verbs. Could it be be?
No.
Oh, okay. Like something with conjunction, I think. Like I'm not sure where the is gonna go.
That is an easy word. It's always a modifier.
The is always a modifier.
Yeah, we talked about it a bit earlier.
Okay, so
Like the ball is different than a ball.
the ball is different than a ball. Yeah, it's like he threw a ball. Okay, so I think the ball. Alright, that's affecting the ball, I think. Like,
Yep.
a ball would also be affecting ball. Okay, so where is ball going? It's not a hard ball, so it's not under hard. It's not like an adjective of he. Through is affecting the ball. Like, he is affecting the ball by, like, throwing it. So, like, it would be under through. And then, like, which ball? The ball.
That
Okay.
is correct.
Okay, and then how can I do it here? Okay, so through, he, ball, hard, and then under ball is wait, why is there two ends? Yeah. Okay, I think this is the written version as well.
Yes, correct. Okay, so one of the things that's important with this is you can't just move the stuff around. The children of through are in order.
Children through are in
Like
order.
if you imagine you swap he and ball, have them
Okay.
swap places.
He and ball through ball. Okay, so what's happening there? I'm not sure.
Now it's going to be the
Okay.
ball throwing him. Then.
Oh. It's like the ball. He threw. Wait, so. I don't see how the ball is throwing him. If I do it
Whatever
like
is on the left, we're going to take it and assume it is the subject.
whatever on the left we take it and assume subject.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we
he
need the
is a
order to
subject.
tell us what's what.
Okay, I'm not sure how to read a sentence through a tree. I'm not sure if you can do that. Can you read sentences through trees?
Yes. If you can turn a sentence into a tree, then you're going to be able to go the other direction too.
Huh.
But keeping it in order is important for being able to do that.
Okay.
The order is not so important with modifiers, but with the subject and the object, you want to make those the first two things under the verb, and you want to put them in order. That way people can always find them and know what order they go in and stuff.
So any grammatical, like properly grammar sentence, can be turned into a tree?
Yes.
So theoretically, you could turn the entirety of Atlas Shrugged into one really fucking big tree?
Depending how you do it. But you could take every sentence and make a tree. And then you could take all those sentences and you could put them in trees. So you could have every sentence be a child of a paragraph. And then you could have every paragraph be a child of a chapter. And then every chapter be a child of the book. And then you would have the whole book in one tree.
Yeah.
But the current thing that's important here is you can take every individual sentence and make a tree. The focus of this grammar stuff is on individual sentences.
Okay, individual sentences. Okay, that's what we're trying to do right now. Okay, so who? Okay, so like the rule kind of is like noun is going to be the first thing. It's like the thing that is acting, like the subject.
Yes.
Is that like the rule with the trees?
Yep, we're going to have the actor on the left, and then we're going to have the thing getting acted on, and then we're going to have the modifiers. And if you change around the order of the modifiers, that's not very important.
Okay.
As a rule of thumb, just keep them in the same order as the sentence has them, and put them after the nouns. But
if there was like
it's not as big a deal, because like first modifier and second modifier still just do the same thing. Like it doesn't actually change the meaning of it to put a modifier in a different place, as long as you know what it's modifying.
Our second one.
Whereas the subject and the object are actually different. It changes the meaning if you swap them around.
Okay, subject and object are actually important.
If you want to put them in different places, what you would need to do is label them. So you could write subject C, for example. But if you actually label your stuff, then the order wouldn't matter. But in order to save the effort of labeling it, we can just put the subject on the left.
Can you make programs to do the trees automatically? Is that like possible? I think it is.
Yes, but it's hard because English is complicated and has special rules and special exceptions and stuff. But there is software that does that. Okay, so let's get us a sentence.
Okay.
Alright, here we go. I like my women like I like my coffee. See if you can make any sense of that one.
Okay. What are we doing?
You don't know all of the stuff for this, but yeah, we'll see what you can do. See if you can get anywhere trying to turn it into a tree.
Okay. Why did I put that there? Because it's kind of separate from the rest of it. Sure. Okay, so this. Okay, I like deleting it because I don't want to be able to just be like, okay, noun, I. Okay, put that in. Then like verb, yeah. So I like to kind of delete it, then go from there. What? Enter also changes
this one is actually tricky and confusing. So don't worry if you don't figure all of it out, but you could probably at least figure out some of the parts.
Okay. Okay. Verb. It's like, wait. Like, what is like? That's like modifying something, I think. Okay.
You want a hint?
Coffee. Maybe. Sure.
Okay, if I write I like bananas, what's the verb?
What's the thing you're doing? Liking. Yeah. So that seems like a verb, like.
Yep. So like can be a verb. It has more than one meaning though.
Hmm. Okay.
This
Okay.
kind of thing can help you. Like you can make your own sentences like this, like really simple examples. It'll help you figure out what stuff can be for at least one of its meanings.
Okay. So right now I'm thinking the second like is a verb, but I don't know if the other likes might be a verb. Okay,
Okay,
so what?
so the next thing to look for if you're trying to think something might be a verb is can you find a subject for it and maybe an object? Those can be things that help you.
Can I find like a subject and object? So the first one, first
You
like, can I
especially
find a
want a
subject?
subject. Objects are optional, they're not always there.
I don't know if woman is object in this sentence. Hmm.
So you can imagine a simple sentence with like and women and see if it works, and you can make women an object or not.
Okay, so you can do like, you can like just cut it off here, I think.
Yep. So try analyzing that and see if you can make a tree of that part of the sentence.
Okay, so like. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so what's happening? I'm gonna drink some water. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, so what is he liking? Women. Or, well, he might be specifically liking my women, not like just women in general. So I think women would affect my. Hmm. Right now, I think this is how the tree would go, but I still need to think about it more to see if that would be right.
Okay, well, which one is a noun?
Women is a noun. Like you can have a herd of cattle, that would be a noun.
Okay.
So, are there any rules to help with this? What are the rules?
Yeah, nouns and verbs aren't modifiers. They're the things that get modified, usually.
Nouns. Right, so women. Okay, what is my? Uh, I think that's an adjective.
Yes.
Okay, what is
So,
it? What
what is it
noun?
telling us? What's its
Okay,
purpose?
it's like, I like my women. Okay, could either affect I or women. Right now, I think it affects women, but I want to know if it affects I.
Okay,
Uh,
so what if you delete it from the sentence and then compare?
okay. So
What
if we
changes if you get rid of the word?
delete my, it's like I like women. Okay, so noun. Women is still a noun, I think. It's not like an adjective. So I think it would be like this.
Right, so how does the meaning change for I like women versus I like my women?
Mm,
Like if someone said it to you, what would you think they were saying for the two different things?
Okay. I think they are saying they like women, attracted to them, interested in them.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I like my women. Uh, his women, like the girls he dates or whatever, the
Yes.
bitches he got in his phone number.
Yes, the people he has ownership of. One of them he likes women in general, and one of them he likes the women that he has possession of.
Ah, okay. So possession of. What would it mean if you have possession of something? It would be like this. Uh, is that the tree?
No.
Oh, okay. So wait,
So,
is that's what I meant for it to be originally?
also no, but closer.
Okay, so I think this is the only option, but I've already done everything, but I want to still think about it.
Okay, so consider how many women is he talking about in the bottom one? Like, estimate.
Single.
Well, like, how many different women could he be referring to? Like, how many women does his liking apply to?
Oh, wait. All of them.
Right, so, like, give a number.
3.5 billion.
Okay, sure. He likes 3.5 billion women. Right, now, the other one with the my in it, how many women does he like?
Um, just the ones that he, like, kind of has relations to already, and
Yeah, how
that
many
he
is
could,
that?
like, I don't know, let's call it 5?
Okay, yeah, so 5 women instead of 3.5 billion.
Yeah, big difference.
Yeah, so that is a restriction or a limit. It is narrowing down which women we're talking about. Just like if you said, I like white women, you would be narrowing it down to only the white ones.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of all of them.
Okay. It's narrowing it down. So, like, my is affecting the women.
Yes. It is telling us which women.
It's like, I like women. Which? My women.
Yeah. So does that make sense now?
I think so. Okay.
The my gives us more detailed information about the women that he likes.
It's more information about the women. Like, yeah. That gives us more information about what type of women he likes. Type of women do you like? My women. It's like women. Okay. Uh, no.
Hit Control Z, I think.
Yep.
Z is undo. I just meant once because you deleted your stuff.
Yeah, I wanted to delete them.
Oh, okay. We're still working on the sentence though. That was part of the sentence. So this is a 2-part sentence. It has 2 verbs in it. So you can do the I like my coffee part as well.
No. I guess what is there in here? Oh yeah. It would be the exact same thing. It'd still be my. I wanted to like retype it, but then it's still like the exact same thing. Okay. And then there's another thing. Like, in what way do you like your women? Like.
In what way do you like your women? Would be like, I greatly like my women. That would be an adverb. It would be telling you, it would be modifying like.
Okay, so in what way? It would be modifying like this original thing? This original like?
If you had a greatly, if it was I greatly like my women, then yeah. But greatly would modify like.
Okay, so what is the second verb? Okay, I think it has to be one of the 2 likes. That is also another noun, I think.
Uh-huh.
Where am I capitalize that? Okay. Where's coffee? Coffee is affecting something. Alright, now discover I want to do. So what am I doing? New tree. Sure. Like I like.
Yeah, so someone just sent me this sentence.
Oh, what?
Read it.
Huh? I'm confused.
So this is how they like coffee ground up and in the freezer.
Oh wait, my thing was
Oh, is it
paused.
delayed?
Ew.
Okay,
No, it
just
was
wait
just
for it to
paused
show up.
entirely. Okay, I like my one like I like my coffee. Huh. Yikes. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna stick with the coffee one sentence tree. No. Uh, uh,
Yeah, that's even worse than the bash quote.
no, what am I doing? Like I like coffee. Okay. I think this is the first like uh, uh, first like. I guess would be the second like if you think of it as the entire sentence. Uh, sec like.
Okay, and then what is the subject of it?
Coffee. It's mentioning coffee.
Subject doesn't mean topic, I mean grammatical subject.
Grammatical subject. Uh,
Meaning the thing that does the action.
thing that does. What is doing the okay. I don't feel like it could be anything in this, and I'm trying to kind of just do it as if this was its own sentence. So I'm not sure if that would work.
That highlighted text by itself is not a correct sentence, actually.
Yeah, so I don't think I could try to make a tree for the second sentence because
You
it
can
might
make a
rely on
tree
the
for
first one.
this. Try just doing this highlight.
Okay. Like, I like my coffee. Okay.
So there's big tips for subject, verb, and object. Normally they go in order. The order is this: subject, verb, object, from left to right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the subject's like I, and then you can have verb like, and then my. What's my doing again? Okay, it's like. Wait. Okay, so if I just copied this tree, then I think it would. Uh, I like women. I like my coffee, then the my would affect coffee. But I need to think about it more. Okay, standard order. Subject, verb, object. So subject, then it has verb, then it has object. So if I think of it like that, subject, I, verb. Wait, no. I isn't the subject. Yes, it is. I is the subject. It's not the first thing, though.
What thing is doing the liking?
I.
Yep, so I is the subject.
Yes, I said I isn't the subject, but then I was like, no, I was meaning that for the root node. Okay, right now I'm thinking of it as bottom being left, top being right. Anyway. My
I would do it the
coffee.
other way around. I would say that the top is the left. Because top and left are both places we tend to start doing things. Like we start reading in the top left corner.
So if you start at the top left, then you'd start at the top as well. Like you
Yeah.
read, like sometimes you can have text which is just like in single column downwards, like on a sign or whatever.
Sure.
You
But
like
in
start
general,
from the
we
top
read both
as well.
down and right. Those are both reading directions.
Is this a mosquito? You bastard. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, so, okay, so subject. And then what is my again? Is it, I guess it's affecting nouns, so it has to be an adjective there, but what is it doing again if I just like read it from here? It's like my coffee. Like, I like my coffee. Uh,
So what is the thing that's being liked?
his coffee specifically. It's not like he's liking all the coffee in the world, which there could be like a billion tons of.
Yep.
He's liking the coffee he specifically drinks, which there's like 10, like a few pounds of or whatever.
Yep. So the
So what is my
object
doing?
is my
It's
coffee.
affecting.
And then if you look at my coffee, which thing is the object? Or like which thing is a physical object or a noun?
Coffee is like the noun,
Yep.
and then my is affecting it because it's like limiting it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So there you go. You have the two halves of the sentence.
I don't have the
Food.
like that connects them though.
Yes. So this like is a conjunction. It is a connector word that puts the two things together. So
Okay, I don't exactly know how that works, but I feel like it would go here, and then I'd put this like in here.
I can see why you'd think that, but that is not where I would put it.
Okay, so what is this middle like doing?
So the model for connector words, the way to think about them is they're all different versions of the word and.
Connector word, different versions of the word, and it's like everything that
So
connect is like a different version of and, kinda.
yeah, so you just pretend that instead of like, the word was and. Then what would you do?
Okay, it's like
There's actually different ways people do it. So your way is not wrong, but it's not my favorite way.
I like my women and I like
Yeah.
coffee. So this is like and. Okay. And.
You want me to tell you how I do it?
I'm not sure. I want to try it a bit more. I don't know
Okay.
if I just want you to tell me though. Okay. Right now I'm having a feeling that it might go under I, but I'm trying to think about it more. So what is it? Like, I like my women. My women. Like, and I like my coffee. I feel like that's how it would go. I'm not sure. Okay, just tell me.
Okay, that one I don't like. Your first one I think was better. What I would do is I put the and on top. The reason is that the whole sentence is a group of two things. So the and is saying we're going to have a group of things. So I see it as a parent. And then what are the things that's grouping together? The like and the like. And then the other stuff goes under there as you did.
Right, that makes sense. It's like a kind of operator, maybe.
Yes.
Why?
The word and is kind of like an operator.
Is this really a thing called an AND gate? That might be similar.
Yes, and is literally a operator that computers use. A logical operator.
That AND works like two inputs. If 1 and 2 are both active, then it outputs active.
That sounded right.
Yeah.
I have a Discord.
2 ons equals 2 on input equals 1 on output. I guess what are we doing here? And.
Oh, Max tried making the tree also. Yeah, you can post an image in the idea tree channel, or you could give us a link or whatever. Or you could just compare it to our tree now that we've made it.
Okay, so this needs to be an and, this needs to be like, then you guys are going under. And then I can theme, multi-branch color. Huh. Yours starts with red and blue. Mine does red then yellow.
Oh, I changed my default settings. Plus you're using a different app.
Yeah. I like the red and blue.
Okay, so both of these trees are valid, and it is somewhat a matter of preference between them.
Get both of these trees.
The first tree, I explained why I like this one, because I see and as being the most important word in the sentence. Like it's the first thing you need to know is the sentence has two parts. The sentence is a group joined together by the word and. And then under that I nest as children what the different parts of the sentence are. So I like that way. This other version, what we're saying is the main sentence is this part. We're giving this part of the sentence priority, and we're saying like this is the main one, this is going to be the root, it's the primary part of the sentence. And then we're saying that and is like adding a modifier. We're treating and like it's a modifier on like. So we're saying I like my women, and then we're also modifying the like verb, and we're saying also this other thing as like an extra bonus thing on top of the verb. So we're treating it like a child or a modifier in a way. And then the and is a modifier that allows you to add on a whole additional thought, which is this whole extra sentence down here. So in my version, the two halves of the sentence are equal, and in this version they're not equal.
Right now I think I'm liking the first version, mostly because it reminds me of the math.
Right. That's probably why I like it. And then and is a particularly equal way of joining things. And is the most equal, generic, the things we're joining are completely equal, we're just joining things for no particular reason word. So and is the best word for doing it the left way. With a lot of other joiner words, they are actually unequal. The two things are not actually equal. So what you can do is you can put the more important one on the left and the less important one on the right. Or
so
you could do it the other way.
It can still be order of operations thing?
Yeah.
Like start with the left?
Yeah, so okay. I would put the main one on the left and the less important one on the right, and when there's a noticeable difference.
And I guess with the actual sentence, this is what the tree would be.
But you could also make the other type of tree, and then you would have the less important one being down here.
Make a tree, less important one being down there.
This is also a reasonable thing to do.
Okay. I think I'll stick with
the same issue comes up with a simpler case. So consider this sentence.
All
right.
And
yeah, try to make a tree of this.
Okay. So.
Oh, also, I don't know if you saw this earlier, but I wanted to point out that sentences don't always have an object, so I wrote examples. There can be an object, but there doesn't have to be.
Pooped is the verb. I pooped a poop, then the poop would be an object. But
Yep.
like pooped is like an action.
Yeah.
Okay. Sentence.
So another one with no object would be Black Lives Matter.
Okay, so what's happening there?
Yeah, can you figure this one out real quick?
Okay. Matter. I think matter is the verb.
Yep.
Okay, then. Wait.
Which one's the noun?
Which one's the noun? Lives. And then black is like affecting which lives?
Yep. So matter is the verb, lives subject, black is the adjective, and there is no object.
Can you modify it to make it an object? What would that look like? Like black. I didn't.
I don't think matter has objects. I think it's a verb that doesn't use objects.
Huh.
Let me try to look that up. That was the noun. Yep, see, verb, no object. It says it right in the dictionary under matter. No object. No object is also called intransitive. The intransitive verb not taking a object.
Doesn't take an object. What's an object again?
Some
so
verbs.
The thing being acted on.
Yeah. So matter does not act on something. Some verbs can take an object or not. It's optional. And then some verbs like could not take an object. And then I don't know if some verbs like require an object. Probably, but I don't know.
Yes. Where's the cat? Ate cat and rat. Okay, so we're starting with 8. Then where's the verb? 8. No. Starting with and. Then 8 is the verb. Can you move the dictionary to the left a bit? That was to the right. Oh no. I should just write it out. I ate cats and rats. Okay.
Oh, this is what you wanted to see. This. Okay. Yeah, I ate cats and rats.
Like, I wrote it out, so it's fine now.
Alright.
Hey. Okay.
Oh, the shirt has been found. Oh, they split it front and back.
Okay. I ate cats and rats. Wait. Would ands be the first thing? It's not like it's connecting two different sentences. Like,
yeah, this really and is not as big of a deal as the other one.
Yeah, the other one was connecting multiple things.
So okay, what things is the and grouping together?
Cats with rats. So right now, like,
yes,
cats, rats would be like after and if I was to do it in a math. So it'd kind of be like
the whole group, cats and rats, is going to work like a noun and go in like the spot. Like you can imagine it was just cats. I ate cats, and you could do the sentence that way. And then you take the cats part and you replace it with cats and rats. Cats and rats has the same role that just cats could have.
Cats and rats is just cat. Yeah, so like math, you can add up like and into cats rats. So like this, if this is like 2 and 1, then this would be like 3. But if this is cats and rats, this equals cats rats. So like 8 cats rats. That's kind of how I'm thinking of it. So like, what are you
Yep.
acing? Like, and cats rats. Okay, so I think that's how it do.
Yeah, Max. So this is, as I was saying, not wrong. Okay, yeah. So that is a good way to do it. Wait. You have like an extra and? You have 2 ands in your tree.
I
I think
forgot to
something got
change
screwed up.
this. Yeah. This is supposed to be 8, and then this 8 doesn't need to exist. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that looks good.
Originally, I was thinking, it was like still from when I tried to do the first one, this and.
Yeah, now make the same tree again, but do the and with the other style, the option.
Wait, are you talking to Max?
Oh, is that supposed to be diagramming? Yeah, I was partly talking Max, but internet, you make the same tree for I ate cats and rats, but do the other style of how to deal with and.
Other style of how to do with and. Okay, so what's the current style of and I'm doing? It like connects
Oh,
to.
yeah, your handwriting is hard to read. I'm not exactly sure what this thing right here is. Is this just like an extra connector node or something? Like the little? Then we have
Like what am I doing?
oh, but then shouldn't this be like apparent this way? Instead of that connection? Yeah, that part was messed up. Oh, we might have had a misunderstanding internet. I was asking you to do I ate cats and rats the other way.
Yeah, I'm trying to do cats and rats, but I'm trying to figure out how to do the and. So I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
recreating this tree to figure out how to do the and.
Okay. I'll just hide my mind node and do both. So I ate cats and rats. One of the things you can do if you're making a second tree is just copy paste your tree. You get a second copy and then drag the nodes around. I'm just making it though, so you'll be able to see both at once.
Copy 0, 2. Can I open a second X command?
What?
I'm
Oh, I
trying to
didn't
figure
mean
out
to do a
if
second one. You can just have multiple trees in the same file.
I just like the multiple trees because then the thing happens. What's the thing? Them being bad. I guess I could do something like
Can't you just have multiple different root nodes and trees?
They can't go down though. The extra ones just go to the side.
Oh. It won't let you change the structure on them?
Yeah,
Are you
like
sure?
I'm pretty sure. Okay, so why does this keep going to the
I'm
left?
skeptical of this claim. Try changing the structure. You've got the menu right there.
Okay, structure is showing is down right now. What if I do it sideways? It did something. Like what if I click this? It didn't do anything. This? Hey, now I can kind of
It
go
is
down like
changing.
that.
Yeah, try the
Okay,
regular down.
normal down. What the fuck?
It worked. Also, by the way, you can click the Style tab to hide it if you need more screen space. I think.
Uh, I'm
I
not
think there's
sure.
a way to get that off, the tools off your screen.
Okay, but I'm
Probably.
really surprised by
Oh, it's the
this
top right. It's this little button right here, I think.
format, right?
Yeah, there. Yeah, so if you need the space, you can hide it.
What? Okay, my mind has been blown. This is weird. I thought I tried it before. I guess no.
Must have misclicked or
Yes.
something. And yeah,
Weird.
Max, mind map software is not perfect for this. I'm just thinking of them as trees and the software is like mostly good enough.
Okay. So now what am I doing? What is this? Where did I come from? Okay, so how do you normally do it? Alright, I want to have the two different versions of the tree. So this is like, okay, so this will
But yeah,
be
I had them already. I'll just put them back
normal,
on screen for you as well.
and this is like secondary. Okay, so this is the secondary way of doing it. This is the primary way of doing it. And
Yeah, you can use Xmind or iThoughts on Windows.
oh wait, did I mess it up compared to? Okay, your secondary way. Uh, 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 uh. Okay, this is not how you did it. Okay, so I just like fucking swapped to like an and called it a day. Uh, okay. Hmm. This is that extra thing. Okay, so it's like hi, and then wait, so
I just literally changed the middle like to an and as a different sentence, Max, and then treed that one. But it would be the same tree if you had like instead of and. And is just easier to understand. And it's also not the same word as two other words in the sentence, which also helps.
uh, and okay, so I think this is the same as your tree for the thing, yeah. Oh wait, no, it's not because you have an extra like here. Oh, huh.
Yeah, because that part of the sentence has its own verb.
Yeah. Okay, so this verb is affecting like
That verb goes with I and women.
I my woman. And this goes with, this is just like, and I also like my coffee. Okay,
Internet actually helped me look at many different mind map softwares, many of which were fucking terrible.
Bro, there's like that Rapid Storm mind reader thing. That was a sick name.
Oh, with the like weird 3D graphics in their ad?
Yeah, you kind of wrote it off immediately, and you were right to, but I wanted to look at it
Oh,
more.
here it is. Info Rapid Knowledge Base Builder. That one?
Wait, am I live?
It was like the only one with no free trial out of like all of them. They have their own website at inforapid.org. Yeah, look at this graphic. Yeah, it's definitely the fanciest one. We should buy it. And it has the fanciest name, too. It's got the name that most screams, "We are not native English speakers." That means you probably get the best deal for your money, right?
Dude, you can copy and paste Wikipedia into your notes.
Yeah, no, it looks like it has a bunch of features. Oh, it's from Germany. That was not my first guess. I was thinking more India. Yeah, they apparently have a Windows version, a different Windows version, an iOS version, a Mac version, an Android version, and a different Android version. That's a lot. I guess they probably actually sell this thing, or they wouldn't have made 6 versions? Maybe they sell it to Indians.
Like, what happens if I look up info rapid knowledge base builder? Okay, it starts with tutorial builder.
Oh, and they have a
review.
web edition, I guess. It says web edition.
Oh, there's a 13K video from 5 years ago. Amazing mind maps step-by-step tutorial. And then also 33K views 2 years ago.
Here's a nice 3D mind map video. Is this the same video we're just watching? Create flowcharts by importing pseudocode. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, they definitely packed in the features.
Oh no, you have the more videos tab thing? That's really annoying.
I'm on Bing.
Oh, I somehow disabled it. Oh yeah, I think with uBlock Origin, there was a thing you could put in to block specifically the more videos tab.
Oh, I would like to have uBlock Origin, but Apple hates them.
Oh. If.
Not really them, it's just Apple, like, disables power features to the point that it doesn't work anymore.
I'm trying to grab a fucking mosquito by its leg or wing or something.
I can sort of see someone being impressed by this, but I think it's funny.
Huh.
But yeah, they definitely put some sort of work into this.
$101 top tips.
Yeah, this
Usually
is a silly thumbnail.
Usually
It's
top
a 3
tips.
minute and 20-second video. He's not going to tell me 101 things that fast.
Henley-on-Thames in the UK, and
is it
in
101?
an optimum way, and I didn't really understand why that certain things are done, and absolutely incredible. And
Oh, wait, I
in the
think he's
video
just talking
description
about a
below,
book.
Yeah, I think he's just advocating that pamphlet. He's not going to give us any tips. Very sad.
I guess I'll need
Advanced
to do the
mind mapping.
cats.
Yeah, I've distracted you with silly YouTube videos.
Technology is
Okay.
changing as far as to
So,
say that wind is a form of information, but
Wind is a form of information. That is a new one. And then he has monsoon written in red, and then a windmill in pink. What the fuck?
what is this?
He's doing a mind map.
It seems confusing.
Oh, and then here's Facebook right next to monsoon, which is next to a car and a smokestack and a windmill. This is a powerful mind map for effectively remembering concepts, advanced case study.
Advanced?
It's advanced and powerful and effective.
Ew, what's the how to create mind map tutorial? I wonder what their mind map would look like. Maybe it would be good.
in the bookstore, and he also is the bearer of love, and there's no, and it's so
I
frustrating.
once made
to
a single
read
memory palace while I was in a car ride to remember the songs that were playing on the radio. I haven't really been able to update it since. I haven't made a new one either. Just like I still have a memory palace for like a memory palace I made like 4 years ago. I haven't made a new one.
Yeah, by the way, Discord dislikes large file sizes and compresses images. When I click it and expand it, like, this like here is kind of blurry. Discord's a bit shitty in that way, FYI. It's not too bad in this case, but if you make a bigger one, it could be a problem. You might have to like upload it somewhere and then give a real link. Oh, also Discord just literally doesn't let you upload images over 8 megabytes. Which is, yeah, so if I play World of Warcraft in full screen, and then I screenshot my screen, and then I try to put it in Discord, it always says the file's too big. And then I just send internet the picture in a different app.
So it actually looked. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's nice and not blurry. Wait, why is there an and down here? Wasn't that a my in the original? I mean, I would have expected it to be.
No, 8. I. Okay, I think this is the second version of Cats Rats.
Max, about your post. There are quoted blank lines that shouldn't be quoted for some reason. And then also, these paragraphs don't have line breaks in between them. Also, interestingly, your posts seem to have triggered bugs in Mail. Because some of the glitches that I saw in Mail were not present in MailMate. Some of them were, but some were not. And I looked at the raw source and I thought MailMate was right. So, yeah, Mail is a little bit glitchy sometimes. It's specifically that male hides, if you have a quote marker and then a space and then no words, for some reason male was just hiding that line entirely, like it didn't exist. Was what I saw. For some reason, some of your quote marks had a space in front of them, which was preventing them from actually functioning as quotes.
Hey, I made 2 cats rats. How are they? Are the cat rats good?
Let's see. Nope. So,
Not good.
what are the 2 things that and should be grouping together?
This and should be grouping cats and rats. This equals cats rats. I think that's fine. What is
Yep.
this and doing? Okay, what is this doing? Okay, so, and okay, so how does it work? Okay, so in first system, the and is at the top, grouping 2 things in the bottom. In the second system, what is the and doing? I forget exactly. What's the and supposed to do in the second system?
It should also group together the same things. It should be a different way of drawing a tree to make the same point.
A different way. Okay.
So it should have the same meaning. It's still the same sentence that means the same thing.
It's still the same sentence.
Yeah, so this is the email in mail, and you will notice the lack of space here. And then here it is in mailmate.
Okay.
And then if you look at the source, there are these quote lines with just one space on them. Equals 20 is a space. So I think mail should have a blank line there, but it doesn't. What does mail have in its raw source? Yeah, it also has the equals 20s, it just is hiding them. So I think mail is glitchy with these lines that have an equals 20 on them. I don't know exactly why. But equals 20 is an encoded space, and that should not make the line disappear, in my opinion. Yeah, internet, where were we? Did you figure it out, or?
No.
Okay, so if you want, what do you want to group together?
Which one I think? Okay, so what's this? This is saying that he ate cats. Like, and cats rat, like cat rats, equal cat rats. It's like that's what he ate. Yeah. And here, something here. I think. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, what's grouped together in the left one?
Okay, and here, cats and rats are grouped under and.
Yeah, and does that make sense and fit the sentence?
Mm,
What is he eating?
he's eating cats and. Or, well, he's eating and, which consists of cat rats, and equals cats rats.
Yeah, so he's eating a group. So 8 applies to the group cats and rats. So we want cats and rats to be grouped together. So one way to do that is have and be the parent and cats and rats be the children, which is the left one. The other way to do it is to say, all right, what is he eating? He's eating cats with a modifier of additional rats.
With a modifier. Okay, so
So you can
and
say
is a
and
modifier of
rats is like a
cats.
modifier that adds something on top of cats.
Okay, so if and's like a modifier of cats, then
It's
it'd be
thinking of it like
the-
you could have orange cats. It's a little
Mhm.
like orange cats tells you something about the cats, well, and rats tells you about something about the cats by adding a bunch of rats to them as well.
Mhm.
Which is, it's not like a standard modifier, but you can kind of think of it as one. Okay, so now take both of those trees and turn them into S expressions, which are the prefix text with parentheses.
Okay, so S expressions are like when we translated math trees into math text.
Yeah, the
Is that
text
what an
version.
S ex- Okay, so that's
Yeah.
called an S expression.
Yep, stands for
Is
symbolic
this-
expression.
Is
Yeah,
this an
that's an S
expression?
expression. That is a 3-node tree right there.
Okay, so what do we have? We have okay, so let's start with
Yeah,
one.
that sounds correct, Max. YouTube's not so great. I tried streaming on Twitch a little bit, and I was not impressed with it, comparatively. So I just went back to YouTube. It didn't fix my problems. The chat is better on Twitch. It works better. It censors less. Doesn't have
Also,
a 200 character limit.
if
But,
you're on phone, you can zoom into the text on Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch has some advantages, but so does YouTube. Two of the nice things about YouTube are, yeah, you're welcome to use Discord. I mean, I can just put Discord on screen, that's fine. Two of the nice things about YouTube are, one, YouTube is where I have my non-streamed videos, and it's where I want to have my video archives. And two, YouTube lets you rewind streams. Like, you can go back during a live stream, which is nice. You can and you can pause the stream and then get behind and then catch up by going faster, and so YouTube's video player is actually better. With Twitch, you can go to their archives and it'll have streams that are in progress in the archives, and you can sort of watch the archives that way, but you can't. It's not nearly as nice as the main player just lets you go back. Oh, Twitch has an export to YouTube feature. You just have to go hit a few buttons. It's not hard, but it's a few extra steps.
Okay, I think I did the trees.
Yep, those look good. Okay, so this version helps give you ways to look at the different ways to put the and. So the second and, you can see it's a little more like infix in a way.
Oh, yeah.
And the first one's a little more like prefix. That's one of the reasons I like the first one more. The second one also has an extra set of parentheses.
Yeah.
And the tree ended up having an extra layer. So those are minor negatives. Yeah, you can get keyboard support on Twitch as well, using the video speed controller extension for Chrome or Firefox. There's also a Dynamo extension for Safari that's not as good, but it works. But YouTube does have it without an extension. Twitch might have speed up in their archives with no extension now. I'm not actually sure. Seems like something they probably would have added by now.
Yeah, it's weird in Twitch. Sometimes you can speed the video up, and then you get liver. Even if you're watching a live video, we
Oh.
can get even more live.
Yeah, problems with Twitch's video player are well known, like clips will not load or be really slow or laggy. They just don't have as good like servers and distribution of video content as YouTube does. It's been like that for years and they have not caught up.
I'm gonna BRB.
Let's see if I can get this to work with YouTube. Let's just try my stream URL. No streams found on this URL. I wonder if the software just doesn't support YouTube. Oh, that's a YouTube BE or whatever. Let's get redirected in our browser. See if that helps. See if that helps. Let's try it without this. Nope. Does it still work with Twitch? Yeah, Livestreamer hasn't been updated for a long time. YouTube DL actually gets updated. Well, let's just go to Twitch and see if it even still runs. Alright, I found someone with an easy name. Yeah, I have an alias for this, or actually a function. You have to add this client ID header thing to get it to work. So I can do Twitch fresh. Unable to open URL. Oh, I guess it got changed, so this thing is out of date. We can also try live streamer twitch.tv/fresh. No, I believe this is not a personal thing for me. If I remember correctly, this was just some generic thing.
I'm back.
Okay, well, live streamer wasn't working. I used to be able to watch stuff in VLC. Anyway, okay, internet.
Yeah.
So take the, oh yeah, so I did these trees as well. So it looks the same as yours. And then take these trees and make the S expressions.
Okay.
Just slide it over. Okay, so I think that was showing that the problems with the email were just intentional in the original, rather than like software bugs.
Okay, so this ends there. This should end by my. Okay, this should end by my. This should encompass everything. This should have my. Okay, I think I did it.
Okay, so I see one error right away.
Oh.
Okay, so is there ever a need to have parentheses around a single word instead of a group of words?
Single word. No, it's only for like kind of, what are they called? Parent nodes. I was trying to avoid that.
Okay, well, look through all your parentheses.
My.
Okay, be careful. When you delete an open parentheses, you probably need to delete a closed parentheses. You might want to count them.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, there's still the open one. I mean the closed one.
So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, but then we have 2 the other way. We have open, open. So we now have 3 open. It's 5 open minus 2 closed. So 3 closed, and it all adds up.
Okay.
I used a small line as a symbol for open and a slash for closed, which I just made up on the spot. You can do this to help you see visually like where things are starting and ending, like the structure. It's more visible than the parentheses. Like it lets you see all the how all the parentheses work without in a more clear way without the words in the way, kind of. Anyways, so now that you have these two, you can compare them. How are they different? Like what's compare.
Okay. Okay, so this starts with an and, which is connecting this first like with the second like, and then the likes have their own subcategories. Okay, this first like, yeah, and then each like also has the like person noun. Okay, this one starts with like, then I, then it's showing that he likes his women. Okay, like my women, I. Okay, then it shows, and also like by the way, I like my coffee. So this is kind of like adding them both up, and this is like describing one, then also hey, there's another thing.
Yep, so the first one emphasizes the grouping. It says, hey guys, we got a group here, and then my children are the things in the group. And the second one is like, we've got this regular sentence going on, and then hey, let's tack on another sentence.
It seems like it makes it more unified.
Which one does?
First one.
Yeah, it definitely has some advantages. So the first one is the one that I kind of like better in general. But the other one is not wrong, and it's good to be able to understand things in multiple ways.
Mm-hmm.
You have like multiple ways to think about something, and you can try them out and get more perspective on something. Like if you're having a hard time, you can try doing it multiple ways, and then maybe that'll help you.
Yeah.
Or you might be able to find sometimes
Multiple
that
ways
one
to
of them
find
is more convenient.
it's more convenient.
You might find that like usually you like one of them, but occasionally you like the other one because it has some upsides.
So might as well know one of them. Okay.
I vaguely remember that there was a third way that people do it, but I forgot offhand what it is. Like, these two make sense to me. Maybe the other way was dumb or something, so I don't remember it. But there's debates about how to do this, so I think there was at least one more way that people try to do it.
Mm-hmm.
What else would they do? I don't know. These are the two good ways, I think.
Okay, those are the two good ways. Yeah.
Yeah, actually the best thing to do with Discord is put it on the right side. And then I think that was how I did it before. You want to be able to like hide most of it but still see when there's new stuff.
Yeah, there's not a lot of fucking
And the
options for Discord.
this stuff doesn't help you, it gets in the way, so you put it on the right side so that you have actual chat right against the edge. I think that's how you do it. Okay, yeah, so I think we're done. Any questions?
I don't think so. One super off-topic thing that I found interesting, though, was George Reisman talking about, like, Mises and Ayn Rand interactions.
Oh, did you
one
watch
of
that
the
video? I haven't seen it yet.
one of the really interesting things he mentioned was, like, he was talking to Ayn Rand, and then he was, like, talking about physics or something, and how he said something about, like, how he thinks that in certain places there has to be like nothing existing so that matter could like go through that area. And then Ayn Rand said that was worse than anything any communist could have said.
Yeah, I don't agree with her.
Huh. So what do you think about that then?
I don't have a fundamental problem with the concept of the void, like empty space.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that it's nothing, like it's space, that's something. So, but that's kind of what I take him to have meant. Wait, was that story about Riesman? Because I've heard that story before, but I thought it was someone else said it, like Rothbard or someone.
I'm pretty sure this was Riesman from his own perspective. Maybe I mixed it up though and he was talking about someone else. Okay.
Anyway, I wish Riesman would share more about Rand and Mises, especially Rand. Probably ask him. Twitter. Or I should probably watch the video first, and then I'll link the video and say, I loved your video, would you make more like this? That'd be a better way to do it. Watch the one he already has.
Yeah, so the Rand thing was like about denying existence of existence or something. Is what
What's
she
that
said.
quote from? Is that capitalism? Who is this story for? Who's the speaker here?
Let me see.
Oh, it is Riesman? Okay. Yeah, I'd heard it before. I just forgot it was Riesman.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, the top of the page. All right. Okay, so what did we go over today? We did verbs, nouns, modifiers, adjectives, adverbs. We did subject, object, and we did and conjunctions a little bit, not conjunction. Sentence, tree. We did not do treat a sentence. We could do that next time. Oh yeah, so one thing really quickly. If you say the cat is red,
I need to be looking at anything. The cat is
right,
red.
what's the verb?
Is.
What's the subject?
Cat, I think. Is it?
All right. Yes.
Okay. Subject is.
Yeah. What is the object?
Hmm. Okay, I don't think red is an object. I don't think that is. I feel like it might be the cat again. I don't know if that can work.
Okay, so there isn't an object, but if there was an object, it would be red, because that's the other thing that goes with the verb. But when it's a linking verb, they just don't call it an object. So it's an object, except they call it a complement instead.
When it's a linking verb.
Yeah, if it is a linking verb, they never call it an object. It is a terminology thing.
Oh, linking.
It is mildly annoying that they decided to have different words. And
Okay.
complement is actually a word that includes object. An object is a complement, but a complement is not necessarily an object.
Okay, so red is a complement.
Yeah, so they have a different word for it. But if you call it an object, it will, you'll have issues talking to people, but it's basically just an object for linking verbs. And Max, we covered subjects a little bit. A subject is noun that does the action, while an object is the noun that receives the action. Or gets acted on. Yeah, so anyways, with a linking verb, it's not called an object, but it basically works the same. Like when you're making a tree, you're going to put it in the same place, just like if it was an object. The red is still the second thing that goes with the verb. So if you view the verb as an operator, then cat is the first thing, and red is the second thing, and then modifiers after that. Was something confusing? I made it if you want to see mine, or you can make it. By the way, do you have my stream full screen on a second monitor? Is that how you do it? And are you muted?
Wait, are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was talking to you, Internet.
My stream is half. Like, no. What is it? Theater mode, I can see it on the second monitor. Yes. Okay. I'm not sure what are the things you might have said to me that were relevant.
Oh, I made the tree for the cat is red. So if you want to see it on my screen, you can, or you can make it yourself.
Okay. It is, okay, is this cat and what's modifying cat? There's red. That is modifying cat. What is the doing? Okay, what is the? It has something to do with the linking, I think.
Nope, the is an easy one, as I mentioned earlier. Remember?
No.
So what is, think about the versus a. What type of words do they go with?
Okay, what? Like. All right. Multiple, singular, like main kind of important thing, and like fungible.
Yep, so what
So
type of
the,
words
eh,
do they
the
attach to?
types of words. So I think like the would attach to cat.
Yep.
Okay, so like the
I think red is an adjective, but I'm not entirely sure how to tell if you have a linking verb and then a thing that could be a noun or an adjective. I remember thinking about that a while, but I don't remember exactly what I came up with, but I think it's an adjective.
okay, I think this is the tree.
That was talking to Max, by the way.
Okay.
One of the difference with complements instead of objects is that they can be adjectives or nouns instead of only nouns. Okay, I see why you made the tree that way, because red is telling you information about the cat, so it seems like a modifier for cat, right?
Yes.
However, red is functioning like an object. It is a thing that goes with the verb. So, like, we have a subject of the verb, and then we have the other half of the link is the complement. Very similar to an object. It is kind of like the thing being acted on. So I have red under is.
So like you can maybe think of it as like cat is red as well.
So red is not attached to cat directly. Like if you said red cat, then you would have red as a child of cat.
Yeah.
But here, they're only being linked together through the verb is instead of directly.
It's like the cat is a red cat, then that would be red cat. But like the cat is red, like cat is red. That means it's like being linked to the is or something.
Yeah, then the is separates them and gets in the middle, and the is doing the linking rather than red being an adjective doing the linking. Like in red cat, they're just linked because red's an adjective. But in cat is red, they're linked because of the word is. So the word is, it needs two things and it links them together. It's like a plus that has to have two numbers. Is has to have two things so that it can link them together. All linking verbs work that way. They have to link two things together.
With, went, were.
Oh, are, were, am, was, for example. So, objects are optional, But complements, the objects for linking verbs, are not optional. You have to have both sides of the linking, the left link and the right link. The subject and the complement.
Alright, so what's optional?
Objects for action verbs are optional. Like pooping has an optional object. Singing has an optional object. You can say I sung, or you can say I sung Little Bo Peep. So it's not required that there's always going to be a thing that gets acted on. But with linking, you're always linking two things together. Like you can't link one thing to nothing. Linking verbs are telling you a relationship between two things, so there have to be two things always.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so when you have an action verb, the object is always a noun. It can only be a noun. But with a linking verb, the complement can be a noun or an adjective. Like here we have red, an adjective. You can also say, Joe is a giant. You want to do a tree for this?
Okay. So we do. Okay, so what does that affect? Joe. Okay. Yeah. Then no.
I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, you're in map instead of style. You need to be in style, I guess. Probably. Try it. Yeah, now it worked.
Huh.
Oh, so if you change it for the map, maybe next time you make a new one, it'll default to up and down. I think that's sort of changing it for the document instead of the specific thing.
Huh. Okay, so I do like. Okay. Like I can't choose style for like choose the document. But if I choose style for this, okay, it seems like style is an individual thing you have selected.
Yeah. Sounds weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joe is a giant.
Yeah.
Are you done?
Just yes.
Okay, why do you think that goes with Joe?
Because it's like modify. Wait, what is it modifying? I think I was just trying to copy the cat thing. Okay, so what is like modify? It's not a Joe. It's a giant. Okay, how do I tell what word something is modifying? Okay, Joe.
Adjectives usually go immediately before their nouns to the left. That's the standard position.
Nouns.
So standard order, adjective, 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 noun.
Okay.
Yeah, the ran thing I find a little weird.
Okay, let's see.
So the other way to think about it is, what is it giving you information about? So is it telling us that it is a generic, non-specific Joe, or is it telling us that we're dealing with a generic, non-specific giant?
It's a giant, so I think it would be about the giant.
Yep. Are you satisfied?
No, but I think that I want to be done.
Okay. The point of this example was that giant is a noun, so we have a noun for a complement instead of an adjective. It can be either one. Like red was an adjective, giant's a noun.
Okay.
Linked to either.
So I don't have a good grasp on complement. We need to practice this more.
Yep. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say is if you want to stop earlier, just let me know. In general, we went kind of long again.
Yeah, this was fine, I think, until now when I want to like go to sleep.
Okay. And yeah, there's a bunch more grammar stuff, so we could do some more of that next time.
Yeah.
And also do I'll make a tree and then you turn it into a sentence. We could try that as well.
Yeah. One thing, which fairly off topic, was wondering about though, can you or multiple coding languages in like the same thing? Does that work? How does that work? I think he like
By
said
same
something
thing, do you mean
about
same
that.
program?
Yeah.
You have one piece of software using multiple coding languages.
Yeah.
Yes, but there has to be some sort of design to allow it. Like, it has to be built to make that happen in some way. Like there's a master control program or something that knows how to deal with multiple languages. So you can have different parts and it knows how to work together. So if you set it up to work that way, then you can do it.
So you could have it like, if this thing starts by saying Lisp, then look at the Lisp rules and follow the rules according to Lisp. And like,
Yeah,
if
kind
this
of like
thing
that.
starts with Python, then use the Python rules.
Yeah, there's different ways you can do it. Like, so you can just make different applications and then have one application use the other one.
Use the other one. So it could be like application 1 like gives a output, then application 2 using Lisp or whatever when the other one was on Ruby, like takes the output and does stuff to it.
Sure, but also in general, when you write software, you can have your software run commands on your computer, including running other software. So you can make a Python program and then just like put it on your computer, and then your C program or whatever, as one of its commands, it could just run the Python program or any other program on your computer. So that's one of the ways to put them together. But it can also be more direct, like Ruby is built on top of C, and so is Python. They're like made out of C, so it is possible to mix together Ruby code and C code in certain ways in the same project. And also, C is built on top of assembly, so it's possible to mix assembly and C together in the same project. Assembly is a more computery language than C is, lower level.
Okay, so I don't know really what the difference between like a lower level and higher level language looks like.
Yeah, it's just how computer friendly is it versus how human friendly is a rough approximation. Or how many steps does it take to get from it to the way computers actually work with their ones and zeros. So if it's like fewer processing steps for the computer to actually be able to use it, then that would be lower level.
So like you could have something where it's like every time you write, or if you want to write the number 1 in a language, then you have to type out the word 1, and then the language like translates that into computer. And that would be like
Yep.
harder than just translating the letter 1.
Yep, so that would be a way of being higher level. But also the letter 1 is not something a computer knows how to read by itself. There is this thing called ASCII. Oh, not that. ASCII table. So ASCII is a mapping of numbers to letters.
The stream's being bad. Okay, there we go.
Did it show up yet?
Numbers, letters. Yeah, so 000, 000. No.
Yeah, so anyways, if we look over here, we'll see that the number 49 is the character 1, and the number 67 is the character capital C, and the number 82 is the character capital R, and 114 is lowercase r.
So a computer-friendly way of writing would be like if I wanted to write cat, I would have to do a 76, then a 97, then
Hold on, you said 76?
I think I meant 66 or 67.
Oh, this is a 67 up here. 76 is down here, it's L.
Okay. So 67 is a C. Yeah. And then
Yeah,
what
that's
do
a
we
capital
want?
C.
Then we want the lowercase a, which is 97. Then we want lowercase l.
No.
If
You just are saying L because I was talking about L. But think about how to spell cat.
T, lowercase c, is the T. 116.
Yep.
Okay, so that would be very computer friendly to write cat.
Yep, that would be closer, but that's still not to a computer, they're just numbers. It's just like that's how we store it on disk in a text file, is we store those numbers. And then the text program that displays text knows if it's this number, put the pixels on the screen in this configuration that looks like a C. If it's this number, put them on the screen in this configuration that looks like a T, and so on. So the text programs can have code that can translate from that number. They say, oh, if it's 70, then we do this configuration of pixels, and we know it's an F, so we print out the pixels for an F.
Oh yeah. I once saw something about GoTo being bad. What's GoTo, and is it bad?
It is a programming technique that it's called unstructured, sort of. It's people think it's chaotic and it causes spaghetti code, where spaghetti you can think of as sort of like a spider web where everything's going all over the place.
Yeah, and modular would be like nice and like you could take something out and just replace it.
Yeah, so people decided that go-tos were too hard to deal with and too hard to think about. And so it's easier to use certain other things that did what you wanted. So there were several different ways that people would commonly use go-tos. What they decided was they would give each of those names, each of those uses of go-to, they gave it a name, and then they built a special programming feature that only does that one thing. And then they made it so you can't do anything else weird with it. So you only do like the one thing you're trying to do, and you don't screw it up, and it's easier to understand because now it's named. So instead of seeing go-to, you see the name of the thing that it's being used for. And they're designed in more of an idiot-proof way. Like with GoTo, it's sort of like you're manually making the thing happen. and then they design it so like they just build in that concept so it does the thing you want without having to worry about the details.
So like there's a new version of GoTo, which is idiot proof. But if you like already know how to do good programming, then you kind of don't need it.
No, the ones that are not GoTo are generally better. They're easier to use, and they're standard names that are useful concepts and people know what they do. And so they're just convenient.
Okay,
Writing
so new
go-tos
version.
is kind of like walking to school in the snow instead of using a car. Just doing it the hard way with more opportunity to screw up.
Okay. Okay.
The basic thing GoTo does is it makes your software go to a different place in the code. So like if you're on line 50 of your code, you could say go to line 20. So people figured out the things that they use GoTo for. One of them is to do a loop. So suppose we want to do something 10 times.
Yeah.
If we want to do the same thing 10 times, then we're going to run that piece of code 10 times. So in order to do that, one of the ways you do it is use the GoTo that takes you back to the beginning of that piece of code. Right, so a GoTo would be a way to reuse the same code by going back to whatever line it starts on.
Yeah.
However, people invented a different thing called a loop that is easier to use, and you say like start loop, start loop and loop 10 times, and then you put your code, and then you say end loop, and then that is easier and clearer than a GoTo. Figuring out how to make the loop work with a GoTo.
So if you just put in the GoTo, would it like do an infinite loop?
Yeah, you have. So GoTos are done in a conditional way. So you say they're like jump to this line of code if this variable is true. But if the variable is false, don't jump. That
It's
way
like,
the go-to doesn't happen every time, so you don't get an infinite loop.
so you can like go to add one program if under 1000, or like if the number's under 1000. So like
Yeah.
you can keep doing that until you get to 1000, and then it stops looping.
Yes, that's the basic idea. So instead of having to write the condition for the go-to and keep track of the counter yourself, more modern languages will have a looping thing that does that for you. So you just want to say loop to 10 for me and let the computer deal with the rest. Because like loop to 10 is enough information for the computer to know what to do, so you don't want to have to be writing like more extra stuff. The more you have to write extra stuff, then the more you're doing low-level programming. And making it computer friendly. Whereas if you just write the minimum that's understandable for a human, then that's more high level and human friendly.
Okay. And Lisp is somehow human and computer friendly.
Yeah, it definitely has good features for both. Yeah, some things are one or the other. Some things are neither, and some things are both.
Is PHP neither?
I mean, it's decently human friendly, and computers are able to use it. It's not the worst for computers. So it's got some of both. It's just not great. Yeah, brainfuck is a language that is designed to be human unfriendly. And then I guess it's not particularly computer friendly either. I'm not that familiar with it.
So is brainfuck like the meme language, or what is it? does it really
Yeah,
have a
kinda.
purpose?
Yeah, so the basic concept today was a few grammar things like parts of speech, nouns and verbs, but also that a sentence is telling you what tree you're dealing with, what things are parents and what things are childs. Once you learn the rules of English, then you can translate it into parent and child relationship. We don't have a schedule, but not like a specific schedule, but I usually write in the morning US time. And then I tend to do this kind of thing in the evening. So that's my loose schedule: writing, then food and whatever, and then gaming or videos or other stuff. Well, that's good. I'll just try not to say China too much, because then your notifications stop working on YouTube. Especially if you say things like CCP virus.
Wumao. That's one I tested and got insta-deleted comment.
Yeah. Oh, it's not just text. You can say them in voice and get in trouble. Yeah, the
Man,
China Uncensored channel is always complaining that people are getting unsubscribed from their channel and not getting notifications. Because they keep making videos about China. And they make fun of the Communist Party, God forbid. Yes, that's very dishonest of YouTube. It is an ongoing problem. There's a blog thread on my blog called deplatforming and fraud.
even
If you
like
go to this thread, you will find a fuck ton of examples of bad things done by most of the examples are big tech companies.
yeah, even hiding like URLs, links in chat, like comments, also
This thread
seems
has
like
been going on for a while. There are unfortunately there are far more examples than in the thread in real life, but there's a sample of some of the things we've gathered. It's really shitty. Yeah, URL spam thing is it seems biased and not very good, but there's some excuse for it. Oh, now Twitch has a different type of spam. Like emote spam, for example, is different than Viagra advertisement or phishing website spam.
Yeah.
Like I think that like viewers spamming stuff that are actually humans is generally an okay thing. Whereas if it's like spam bots that have nothing to do with the stream, then it sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of like a different culture in chat when it becomes like a point where you can't like read multiple sentences of text anymore because there's just like so many people.
Yeah, that's kind of a streamer discretion, how spammy he wants his chat to be. Some
Yeah.
of
If
them will
he's
ask
like,
people to to calm down a bit sometimes.
Yeah, and you can have like slow mode or like emote turned off mode as well, I think. And also you could just like only read the subscriber chat.
Yeah, they have options to deal with it if they want to. They frequently avoid using them and just let it be really spammy.
Yeah. XQC kind of has a life hack when he's watching YouTube videos that have potentially the N-word in them. His stream chat will just spam tryhard7 before it happens.
Oh, because right, the YouTube, they're always watching videos on stream that some of their chat have already seen. I've seen this with like Asmongold. He'll just ask his chat questions, and because someone in chat already knows everything about the situation, and they can just answer his questions for him, and they've seen the rest of the video and stuff. So they warn him about things that would get him Twitch banned by spamming the taboo emote. I see.
Yeah.
The emote that Blizzard tried to ban. It was Blizzard, right?
Yeah. And the owl.
Yeah. These companies don't have a good understanding of what's going to happen when they try to ban hundreds of people for saying an emote. Because the thing that happens is not everyone stops using the emote and forgets it exists and is like, "Sorry, teacher, I will use the approved emotes." That is not, in fact, how things go. What instead happens is years later, people still spam the emote. Yeah, allegedly, tryhard7 is a racist emote that people spam when black people are on screen. And XQC had a long habit of just using it as a hi emote, and coincidentally came on a stream and said it when there was a black person on, and he'd just gotten on the stream and wasn't even paying attention, and then got banned. Was that the story, Internet?
I don't know, I forget.
I think that was it. No, it was racist because chat would spam it every time they saw a black person, and it was a face from a black person.
So I need to...
So it was definitely a racial thing, but I think it was best left alone. But then XQC wasn't even being racist and just got banned. So now everyone spams it, who hates like authority and Blizzard and stuff. Yeah, like it doesn't necessarily mean they hate black people, but they were relating it to the black race. But they weren't actually spamming like hateful things, they were just spamming the emote.
Yeah,
so it's like kind of ambiguous about what they meant.
That's something I sometimes dislike is people say that someone's like a racist troll if they like say the N-word or whatever because they're a troll. But like that doesn't necessarily mean they're racist. It just means they're a troll who hates you or something.
Yeah, I agree with that. People will pick racist words not because they're racist, but because they are some of the words that offend people the most. That is definitely a reason for picking it. Anyway, so Blizzard banned XQC, one of the particularly popular streamers, for saying it once while not paying attention. And so then other people said it a lot, as usual, and then Blizzard started trying to ban like hundreds of people to make them stop saying it. And I think Blizzard eventually gave up because they just couldn't ban everyone. It's funny, but like, Twitch chat is big enough that they will just overwhelm the mods and get like hundreds of permabans and keep going. It helps that you can make a bunch of accounts. But also it's just a lot of different people. Who are like, I don't care that much if I get banned from this stream, so I'll just say it once and get banned and join the mob. And if enough people do that, it just keeps happening. And sometimes Twitch chat can keep stuff like that up for hours until the mods just get tired and give up after just banning people for hours continuously.
There's a thing. I remember watching King Michael video. Surefor banned the word fissure in his chat due to drama stuff, and then like after that video, like a bunch of King Michael people just like went into Surefor chat, even though it was offline, and just typed fissure to see if they'd get banned.
Yep, that sounds like people. Tryhard 7 is a salute. The 7 is like the arm and then your hand against your head, kind of like a military salute.
Yeah, it's also like a thing to do like
07.
07.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like a friendly thing. You're like saluting the person.
Not familiar with O slash, but O7 was a common thing in one of the video games I played by online people.
Was it a military or tank type of game?
Space game where there's like everyone was called the commander. So
Okay, so that's like a military rank.
yeah.
Internet. You might want to get my grammar stuff from Gumroad and look at that and look at the article on your own. So.
Okay.
Up to you, but you could do that. And yeah, the article. I have the grammar article and I have some videos and stuff on Gumroad you could look at if you want.
Okay.
Not really, Max.
Okay. I think bye then.
Yep. Bye, guys.